seconds in. Feels good, man. Alright, we gotta pull this up. Pause this. Oh, there's the buff. And I'm off. Warrior time? I need to figure out when we're moving out. What time is it? It's still before 7.
One of your weapons is not poisoned.
Oh, the stupid add-on, man. I used to know, man. What happened to Poisoner? It used to know if I was on a non-rogue, but not anymore. Maybe I can change something. Alright, what am I doing here? I think I just killed these dudes, right? Alright, let's edit the description. Thanks, Ujawi. I appreciate the good luck wishes. Huh. Everything is kind of less than ideal. Let's see. I think all of my stream settings got reset. Let's see if this is actually the case. Ah, it's awkward. Oh, I can just go back to in previous stream and paste everything, I guess. Let's do that. Videos. All my YouTube description stuff got wiped out, but we'll put a new one in. Live. Let's go here. All right, copy paste, perfect. We're saved, dude, saved. We got our first donation on the orc. Second donation, sorry, somebody gave me potions. Got our second donation, guys. A person by the name of Blackzilla, who I've seen in the chat, and I don't remember if they're on YouTube or Twitch usually, but I've seen Blackzilla before. Shout outs to them. They traded me 1 gold, and you guys might think 1 gold is a lot to you, but my character currently has less than 2 gold, so it's meaningful to me. Alright, we're going to chop these dudes up, and then we're going to switch weapons. Wait, I don't want to be in that stance. Okay. There's my hotkey to switch weapons. Now we cleave. All right, let's run. He's not gonna load up a shot, is he? All right, we're good, dude. Not even close. All right, we fixed the description. Description's good. I think we're just good to go. Dead. I am not dead. I'm very much alive. Not even close. Peter Parker. Isn't that the name of Superman? Like his quote real name? Oh, was I not? I'm connected. All right, we're good. Yeah. Oh, Spider-Man, close enough, dude. Spider-Man, Superman, you know, one of those fake people. Is this dude just popping off? 75% parry chance? Is this guy cheating? Nimble reflexes? What on earth? I'm probably going to trigger. Yeah, probably going to trigger a lot of people. I don't have very good knowledge of, I guess, what would you call it? I don't any of the superhero universe, any of the Marvel stuff, there's 2 things, right? There's Marvel and then there's something else. DC, right? I don't know either. So probably gonna upset some people. What time does MC start? 3 minutes, friend. 3 minutes. All right, they're telling me to go over to MC right now. You're getting a new two-hander soon. I don't know. I don't know when to get one. I guess I would just buy one off the auction house. I've been kind of just goofing off on this dude. Only when I'm waiting for raid and I have like buffs on me. That's pretty much it. Haven't really been playing this character much. See, there's like a hidden text in World of Warcraft. If you respec to PvP spec, you're not allowed to play an alt. Unfortunately. That's like the hidden text. You cannot play an alt because you soon are going to have to respec back. So you have to make every minute last. So I've been PvPing on the orc as much as possible. Alright, do I need to ditch anything? I gotta figure out if what this thing even does. Crystallized note. I think it's useless, but alright. Am I dumping anything in the bank before I leave? I can put my Massima Gown back. We ended up having to afford our respec. I had to sell my maces last week. It was a tragedy. And my transmog swords. So my purple transmog swords are gone, guys. Unfortunately. Is there anything else I need? I have enough vanishing powder. I'm not using any consumes today. Repair consumes, poison, bandages. Yeah. I'm not going to have any of those things. But, you know, 4 poisons are good enough, right? But that's all I got in me, man. For Molten Core. Oh! I literally... Oh, my gosh. We were hearthing. Alright, there's Blackzilla. Black... Oops, I'm off. Tie again, though, for the 1G. That was the guy. The priest just walked out to me. That was the guy that donated earlier. Shoutouts again to that dude. Blackzilla, MVP. I currently have 1 gold 54, and I just received a 1 gold donation. So I am now at... I would have been at 54 silver. Let's go, dude. Living on the edge. You know my favorite gold farm? I do Molten Core for the gold. That's honestly where we're at. I keep, like, if people don't understand why I keep kicking people from groups, the reason I keep kicking people from, like, the raid group is because the less people we have, the more gold I get from the bosses. So, like, the reason we 34-manned Blackwing Lair was so that I would get more gold from each boss because it's distributed evenly across everyone. So, hopefully we don't have that many people today. Oh, this is not good. We have a pretty good raid turnout, it seems, which is really disappointing. Looks like we have 34 for Molten Core. That really sucks. I'm not really going to get that much gold, which is pretty unfortunate. But, hey, I got my prep. Oh, I have my death rate equipped? All right, guys, we got him. Hey, let's go, dude. I might be in PvP spec. This is literally all I can do. Raise the morale of the raid by killing Alliance outside of the raid. Because once we get inside the raid, I'm not going to do any damage. But no one will notice, right? If someone's like, hey, how come you're doing like 150 DPS? I'll just be like, you know what? I was focusing. Guys, this is it. Actually genius, right? What I'm going to be doing, because I'm going to do literally 0 damage, we're going to be off-tanking on Gar again, like we love to do. We'll just be doing off-tanking. So what will end up happening... Oh, no. Why are they hurting this guy? That's really not nice. You gotta be nice to the Alliance, guys. Oh, he's buffing me up. What a nice soul. Alright, we getting our jingle bells out? We messing anyone else up? But yeah, we're not going to do any damage, but we can... I'll be trying to top the interrupt meters. Does he have slow fall, or is he just going to go for the lava? Oh, he's slow falling like a baller. I'm just going to drop in here. Just drop really far into the lava so you don't accidentally kill yourself. Like, people laugh at you because you're playing it safe, but then you just like run kind of over to the lava fall area, like here-ish. You teleport in. It's like over here or something. There it is. It's to the right of the waterfall. I'm not gonna lie, I was getting a little nervous as we got lower and lower, but I knew that I had confidence in myself that everything is gonna be fine. All right, everything was gonna be fine. All right. All right, we're gonna equip our raid gear. All right, that means gloves in, and our other bow. See, if you suicide with double world buffs, I mean, I would really not care. In PvE spec, it doesn't matter if I have world buffs or not. I'm not gonna do any damage. Just backpedal off Lamount. The reason I don't like cutting it close is because there's, like, even there, I did literally the worst thing you possibly could. I ran the complete wrong part of the lava and I was still fine. I was still at 30%. I still could have popped a potion or something if I needed. I was still fine. I could have jumped in time jumps with the lava too if I was worried about it. I don't stream. That's someone else. Oh my gosh, they're talking about me, dude. Why are they toxic? Do you guys see the title? Well, everyone's introducing everyone. Hey guys, let's all look at his stream. But then I don't have a very good title for the... This is not a guild-friendly title. They're not supposed to know about the secrets we're going to talk about. Uh-oh. Guys, we're going to have to edit the title. Someone help. Edit the title, please. Hurry. This is... what? we need to get this fixed. That's some sad excuse of world buffs. Where's the DM buffs? John Walker, I just AFK'd in Oregon. Whatever we got, we got. Oh my gosh. Look at all these people in the chat. All these, yeah. We got some guild members. Just a joke, guys. The title's just a joke. Just a joke, guys. I do not do anything corrupt when it comes to loot council. The only reason I have this item, this is the only item I have in Blackwing Lair. Where is it? Where's the totem? Alright, did I delete the totem? Alright, here it is. Alright, this is the only item I have in Blackwing Lair, so I can't be corrupt, right? My guild, yeah, my guild just kind of raided the chat. I do have 1.5 gold. That is a reality. Don't, again... We don't need the guildies to know that I have 1.5 gold, okay? We'll get rid of the bags. It'll be fine. They don't need to know. You guys, this is why they can't know these things. You said my DFT in the VOD, but you never won. I rolled for the DFT, but it went to a warrior instead. This guy's gonna flex his gold on us. 20 gold? No, I can't have you 20xing my net worth. This guy, yeah. It's all good, man. Don't worry, Tyrant. We'll get some other like noob in the chat to trade it to me. 4 silver? Oh, 4.99. Okay, I'll take that for sure. Yeah. Gimme. Let's go, dude. 4.99. I don't even know if he traded it or not. 42. Oh, there. Look, he's flexing his gold. This guy types in chat. Oh my gosh. Wow. How am I less broke than you? He is 700 gold. How is that broke? How is 700 gold broke? Try having 1 gold, man. It teaches you, you know. It humbles you. You guys are flexing their gold counts. Oh my gosh. This is even worse. This guy's a rogue. This means he knows about the corrupt loot council, man. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Who won the last DFT? This scumbag right here. See this scumbag? Oh my gosh. Disgusting. Look at this disgusting player. He's got both of my items. He's flexing his 1K. These guys are so toxic. All right, we're going to spit on him. /spit. Is it BM to spit on your guildies? I feel like that's BM. What's your realm? I'm on Incendius. Are they paying for DKP? They're not. They're not paying for DKP. No DKP. Roll higher, lol. You know, I want to tell you this, mob. You might not realize this, but in Blackwing Lair, I have rolled insanely well. So I have rolled a 100, a 98, and a 95. I've rolled like, I don't know, 6 times or something, and I've rolled insanely high, except for when Drake Fang Talisman dropped. And the second Drake Fang Talisman dropped, I rolled like a 50 or a 20 or something. So I rolled really well except for DFT. Oh no, why are we hurting the Alliance? You just gotta roll higher? I was rolling higher, I just rolled on the wrong item. Oh man, we need to wait 30 seconds. I want to capture a slave. All right, I don't think they're gonna wait. 22 seconds. Why are we hurting the Alliance, guys? This is Horde toxicity. I want no part in any of this. All right, I really hope this guy. Okay, this guy. This is the one. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. No. Stay in combat. No, don't turn around, dude. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, guys, I brought a friend. Guys, I got a friend for her. Are we going to bring him into raid or? Hey, welcome in. No, don't hurt him. No, bring him back. Bring him back. Heal him up. Heals. Get him up. Is this toxic? All right, dude. Here he comes. Guys, is this toxic? I feel like this is toxic. This is toxic, man. Oh, my bad. I kind of am responsible for this, aren't I? Whoops. My bad, dude. This is awful behavior, dude. Awful. No. Who did it? This scumbag killed him. Oh my gosh. Disgusting. You would uninstall? That was disrespectful. I would never do anything like that. Oh, why are we killing so? All right. Why do you have 2 Onyxia heads? I do not have 2 Onyxia heads, my friend. They are engineering trinkets. I don't even have the good one. There's one that is Arcanite. That's pretty expensive. All right. That was a little toxic, man. My bad. That was kind of my fault. I MC'd him. You know, I was just joking around. And unfortunately, it turned into something worse. 1 gold in 2020. Hey, put some respect. 1.6 gold, okay? All right. So, it turns out, guys, I rolled incredibly well in Blackwing Lair on everything but the DFT. Basically, what we ended up doing is we had 2 rogues and 2 warriors roll for the DFT. And a warrior won the roll. So it was basically just a roll to decide if it went to warrior or rogue. But if I would have won the roll, I was going to trade it to someone else. See, the key to a corrupt loot council, guys, is to trick everyone else into thinking it's unfair for you. So if you'd go around and ask every single one of my rogue allies, they would all say that I'm an idiot and that I benefit the least from the loot council. This is what you want them to think. This is what you want them to think. They never suspect. If you make it really obvious because you're in charge of the loot council that I'm going to get the least amount of stuff just to make it really clear that I'm not going to be corrupt, right? That's how you trick them. That's step 1. Step 1 to being, a corrupt loot council member is you need to make it seem like you are being really nice and helpful, and that you're getting the least amount of items out of everyone. Where is my BB cape? Benji? Maybe we should make a chat command for the Cape of the Black Baron. Because every time I have to explain this, it's a depressing tale. It's a depressing tale. The tale of the Cape of the Black Baron. And, you know, I start pulling up screenshots of the lost rolls and the enhancement shamans that have won it. And then people in chat tell me just reserve it, noob. And then I have to tell them I don't like reserving items. And then it gets all complicated. So, TLDR, we're going to get a Cloak of the Fire Maul is the plan. How many lost to hunters? I've lost 1 roll to a hunter, but he was 57, so I remembered it a little more than usual because he was, you know, a 57 troll hunter leveling. Feels bad. All right. Here we go. Wiping on Baron tonight. Let's go. Yeah, I don't think we're going to wipe on Baron. Now, we might wipe on a different boss called the Gar. That dude's hard. All right, guys. So this is what we call a maximum threat reduction build. So I am focusing on doing... Oh my gosh, dude, it's toxic. How do I change this? Details tells everyone that I'm the wrong spec. We need to change this. How do you change details to show a different icon? Help. Help, guys, please. Someone tell me how to do this. We don't have much time before everyone notices. Options. Help. Help. How do we change the icon? What do we do? It's a bug, dude. It's a bug. Change your name on details. How do we do that? Oh, that's genius. All right, how do we change the name? Help. Player nameplates. That's useless. All right, I need help, guys. You need to tell me where to click. Nickname. Oh, I'll just change it to a different rogue. Oh, it's genius. All right. Does it save? Does it close? All right. Well, now the problem is we need to do enough damage that we show up on the meter. Oh, Horde. I did it, dude. All right, dude. Let's go. We did it. Disable details. The problem is if I disable details, you guys will cry. Because there's nothing to do in Molten Core except... Oh, I pulled threat! Look how much damage I'm doing. Sick. 23rd. To be fair, I was in the menu for details. Alright, who's going to fall in the lava today? Looks like no one. Nice. All right. Gar hard. Maybe stop trying to AoE it. John Walker, let me just tell you. As easy as you think Gar is, I have wiped to Gar so many times in my life. It's kind of cool. All right, guys. But here's the good news. The good news is that we can ambush. The problem with ambush is literally like the worst possible PvE skill you could think of. It does a ton of damage at the start of the fight. So like if I press ambush here, I'm risking like pulling threat unless I wait a long time. So like even though it hits hard because I'm the wrong spec, I'm also worried about pressing the ability because I might pull threat. Even though I'm not going to do any damage to the mob by the time it dies, because you front load so much damage, I might actually pull aggro. I'm pretty sure I've seen you guys AoEing it. John Walker, well, we've done it different times. So, like, last time we tried to not AoE it and we wiped. And then we AoE'd it and then we got it. So, like, kind of the opposite of what you're suggesting. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but the exact opposite of what you're suggesting is how it went down, where we started off attempting to just do it regularly without any AoE, but we didn't have enough warlocks to do that, so we just AoE'd it down and it was fine. All right, guys, what's the strat here? What are we gonna do with slice and dice? What's the plan here? Do I press the ability? Because slice and dice without this talent kind of sucks. Because I mean, I'm gonna have to press slice and dice like the entire fight. I don't think I'm ever going to press Eviscerate. With no Adrenaline Rush. No Ruthlessness. Wow. And no improved Slice and Dice. I'm pretty sure I'm never pressing another finisher. Except for Slice and Dice. I don't even have Cold Blood, so there's really no reason. I guess we're just pressing Slice and Dice. Alright. If you actually did, you would beat our world record on... our record. What a meme. Frenchie, are you telling everyone that you have the world best kill time? Molten Core? Is that what you're saying? Oh my gosh. It's been like 10 minutes into Molten Core, and we already have people trying to flex their logs. What a wonderful world. The ultimate corruption. Being allowed to run MC PvP spec? I mean, what are you talking about the ultimate corruption? I was the right raid spec for Blackwing Lair. And I am not for Molten Core. I mean, here's my punishment, man. I don't get any items. There's not a single item in this raid that I'm going to get today. There's not a single item that I have the chance of getting. This is literally 0. So... But yeah, man, we didn't even make it like 10 minutes into the Molten Core. And the log flexing has already started. The state of WoW, man. Feels bad. Yoink Striker's Mark? I don't want Striker's Mark. I want the PvP ranged weapons instead. Oh, what are you guys' thoughts? Well, how do you feel about... how do we all feel about Heart Striker versus the gun versus Blaster Shot? What's this gun called? All right, so you guys probably all know what Blaster Shot is. How do you feel about Blaster Shot versus these two? Broodlord drops Heart Striker. It has the most stamina of the 3 we're going to talk about. So we have 9 stamina, 24 attack power. I think it's like Ebronok, right? We've got 14 agility, 7 stamina. So this has 2 less stamina. But you would say 14 agility is better than the attack power of the other one. Now, I would say on paper, Heart Striker would probably be the best one in quotes. However, depending on how you value crit, it's possible you would rather have from Golemag the Blaster Shot. So now I'm looking at chat. Are we all in on crit? Are we all in on stamina? Or are we somewhere in between with the other gun? Striker's Mark all day. Okay. I'm talking about PvP. Young Forty, PvP. Player versus player combat. And if you still say Striker's Mark, then unfortunately that was not an option, as it's worse than all 3 in PvP. Although that might not be true, to be honest. I'd have to go check if I might end up having to use Band of Acura. And instead of that, if I could use like Master Dragon Slayer, like how much would I get versus having a Blaster Shot for PvP for sure. You can craft an engineering gun that has the same stats. Okay, you're trolling because it says ranged attack power. Yeah. So we've been through that troll before. Yo, Striker's Mark. Literally everyone's saying Striker's Mark. I'm talking about PvP. A backstab not critting is terrible, so you're telling me to take Blaster Shot. But isn't there some point... Okay, but by that metric, would you ever equip an item that doesn't have critical strike, Andre? Like, I realize critting is good, but there's a point at which, like, you would choose something else besides crit, right? Unless you actually believe that you should get every piece of crit humanly possible, which I'm not saying is wrong. I'm just trying to figure out. Gun is better IMO. The stamina, 14 agility gives you 1% dodge. Yeah, the gun's pretty good. It's like a middle ground. The gun looks the coolest. I was thinking about going for the gun that has... what's this thing called? Dragon Launcher or some garbage? I need to know its name. Dragon Breath Hand Cannon. This thing looks cool, right? So that's the perk of this one. Look how sick this thing is. Your stamina. See. Okay, so we have a few people in the chat that are saying crit above everything. We have a few people saying stamina above everything, right? So this is why PvP itemization is kind of difficult, because people itemize their characters very differently. So Relapse says Striker's Mark all day. Again, I want to remind you we're talking about PvP. AP increases backstab damage. That's correct. And so like the people that are saying like crit is all that matters, well, I mean, at a certain point, attack power is going to be better than crit depending on how much we're talking about. So is 30 going to be better, or you just pick your number. All right, Relapse says gun. For PvP, which gun though? Blaster shot or the Blackwing Lair one, the Dragon Breath hand cannon? That dodge, the 1% dodge against rogues warriors is pretty nutty. Crit gun with stamina. Okay, you're saying blaster shot. If you can live longer, you have more crit chance. Juicy J, if you have more crit chance, you kill people faster, which means you live longer. Yeah. It's called blaster shot launcher relapse. Gun is better. Okay. Blaster shot for PvP. If you don't crit his daggers, you're useless. Yeah, I'm surprised a lot of people are saying blaster shot, to be honest. Guys? What are our thoughts on this current poll? Alright. We're not cursed anymore. Hey, Macarena. Guys, I can't find my Blade Flurry button. My Blade Flurry is not working. Help. I guess I'm Sinister Striking this dude, because I'm Curse of Lucied out of my mind. I'm MC'd. Oh, the world buffs are on. Dude, this is easy. Whoa. Chill, dude. Chill. Chill, don't hurt me. Alright. We got things under control. After 40%, you need more hit than crit. See, this is the problem. When I say things like PvP, and like 90% of the comments are telling me to go with Striker's Mark and telling me about crit cap. And I want to clarify, guys, we're talking about PvP. PvP at the moment. And if you still think Striker's Mark, that's fine. I just want to make sure everyone knows we're talking about PvP. Striker's Mark is easily Biss in raid. You don't even have to have a debate. It's just the best by far. However, PvP is what we're saying. All right. If there's no shaman... Yeah, there is a shaman in my group for Wind Fury, but I think he's dead. Yeah. Guys, the noob warrior with all this world buffs and DFTs just died. Lol. There's no... Okay. Dragon Breath gives you 14 AP, 0.5% crit, 1% dodge, 70 HP. What's not to love? It also gives you attack... You mentioned the attack power at the start. Yeah. Diglio... I think the Dragon Breath is what I'm going to go for because it both looks really cool and it's like a good in-between. I feel like the Heartseeker is too much stamina, not enough damage. I feel like the Blaster Shot is all crit. I don't know, man. Dragon Breath might be the play. They're all pretty close, to be honest, though. They're all very close. Purd is cool, but I personally think Gutgore Ripper is better looking. I don't think so anymore. Like, Gutgore Ripper is cool and all. Right? Like, we can do a side-by-side comparison. Right? We have a Gutgore Ripper over here. Like, come on, dude. You really gonna tell me? Like, we can unsheath. You really gonna tell me? Which is cooler, guys? Come on. Come on. Post-nerf. Post-buff. It's so easy. Right? Does this look cooler? Or does this look cooler? Come on. Come on. This thing is sick. The Purd has been buffed. It's better now. Heartseeker is 20 HP over the Dragon Breath and raw AP. I would much rather the Dragon Breath. Yeah, so... I am currently most interested in the Dragon Breath, but I'm not certain that it is better than Heartseeker. To be honest with you, I was thinking that Blaster Shot was the worst of the three. However... I'm not sure if I'm overvaluing stamina too much. I don't feel like I am, but I might be. Because stamina is very good. But I'm not sure if I'm overvaluing stamina to say that Blaster Shot is the worst of the three. Alright, I need to put my weapon back in. Alright, we've had enough looking at gear. Summarize Purd buff. It looks cooler. It's a visual. They visually buffed Purd. It glows more. 3 stamina more is nothing. You see, okay. Here's the problem with you typing that, Snuzzer. 0.5% crit is nothing. 3 stamina is nothing. 4 agility is nothing. You can't just say stats are nothing, because they're by definition something, right? I mean, when you're deciding between 2 pieces, of course there's going to be small differences between them, and that's the whole point of the conversation, is to decide which small difference is going to matter more. So for you to say 3 more stamina is nothing, well, yeah, of course, 30 health doesn't mean much, but if you get 3 stam more on like every single piece, it would add up. So if you choose a more stamina-centric build across many items, you're actually going to be tankier. You can't really overvalue stam unless the gear is trash. So, okay, I ask you, Shane. Did you answer? Then what would you pick, Shane? Which 3-gun ranged weapon would you use for PvP if you can't overvalue stamina? I'm going to guess you're going to say Heartseeker because it has the most. They buffed the glow on Thunder Fury as well? I wouldn't know, man. Never seen a Thunder Fury up close for too long. Alright, you have plenty of hit for PvP as it is. Stam is absolutely useful in PvP. I mean, Striker's Mark is great, but out of PvP options, I go for something with Stam crit. Yeah, so again, Striker's Mark is by no means bad in PvP. It's just there are 3 ranged weapons that are better. So that's why I was talking about those. That or Blaster Shot. So you wouldn't take this, Shane. So you wouldn't even count this one in the conversation. You wouldn't even consider Dragon Breath Hand Cannon? It has 1 more stamina than the Blaster Shot launcher. I know you're not saying Striker's Mark is useless. I'm just saying the guns are... I agree with you, Relapse. All right, here we go. Tank weapon. Meh. Tank weapon? What do you mean tank weapon? Tank weapon? Those dudes took my Striker's Mark. They're not taking that. Can you show all 3 on screen? Lilub, it's a little difficult while I'm raiding. I could gladly do that afterward, but a little difficult while raiding. He's talking PvP, dude. I know I am talking about PvP. I'm assuming what Shane just said was that the gun is tank prio, and so he's not even worried about getting it because it would be tank prio. And I'm shocked that someone would even say that. Like, why would they want that weapon when they have Striker's Mark and they took it? Like, that's what's confusing to me about the tank prio, is that they say tank prio for like literally everything. And it's like, well, hold on, you just took something else in the same slot. You want both? And there's like, yeah, I do. Thanks. It feels great pressing 1 sinister or 1 slice and dice per backstab. It's actually hilarious. If tanks don't need it and have... Yeah. Hey. Woohoo! Striker's Mark, dude. Alright, gimme. Yeah, everything I said was a lie. I want the Striker's Mark. Corrupt Loot Council incoming. Oh, Corrupt Loot Council time. Poggers. You guys excited? This is what we wait every week for. Why do you think I come to Molten Core if not to flex on this? Oh, I'm going to be pissed. All right, let's tar. Does this tank not have it? It's going to make me so sad. We got to secure this item. We got to get the Striker's Mark, dude. Come on. Please. Or where is he? Oh, there's that. This guy better have a Striker's Mark. No. No. Rogues, tanks, Furies. It's just up if we want to prio it to to a tank. Oh, we lose it to a tank. KMS. Oh! Tank prop. All right. How is that tank prio? Why are we... Oh, we're rolling for it, dude. $61? $83? Oh, dude. Come on, dude. These scumbag warriors. I'm actually flaming. How are these warriors so good at rolling? It's disgusting. What? All right, I was going to take the striker's mark. Yoink it, of course. And then I was going to trade it to a rogue. Unlucky, dude. Corrupt Loot Council fails again. Fury Warrior got purred instead of me because he had more DKP. Yeah, so I DKP kind of sucks. All right. After paying the gold for Agi, debating between the two, Crusader can be clutch/huge. It's a bit of a toss-up. Yeah, Shane, this is what I say. I say do not replace your enchant. I said just don't replace it. Whatever you had is fine. If you decided to go with Agi, that's fine. Leave it. If you have Crusader, leave it. If you get a new weapon, you just honestly pick which color you want. Because the damage difference is so small. There's going to be situations where having the proc is going to give you more damage. There's going to be situations where it procs at bad times. The life can even be important. I would just pick what you want. You cheap, 15. Well, okay, Relapse. Think about it like this: if it is so close that people still don't know what is better, why would I risk 50, 60, 70 gold to for an enchant that might not even be an upgrade? And keep in mind, while I am poor, I'm not cheap, right? So for example, I've enchanted like every dagger I've used in a raid. So I've already vendored like a Scarlet Chris and a Bone Scraper that both had Crusader, and I have this Gutgore Ripper has Crusader, and I have Crusader or Weapon Striking and Crusader on both. Sorry, let me move this over so you can see it. Weapon damage and Crusader. So I've enchanted every single weapon. I am poor and I am sometimes cheap, but I'm not always cheap. It's 50-50, I personally love the huge opportunity with Crusader. In PvP, Relapse, again, crit is good in PvP. However, healing is really good in PvP too. And like the burst from Crusader could be pretty nutty in PvP. But you're also hitting people less. So, again, it's not like an open shut case in PvP either. I think most people would say Crusader's better in PvP, to be honest, but I mean, maybe people just would rather just have the crit. Crusader was best before 15 Agi came out, but you'd still prefer it now. Okay. Will you trying to make a Thunder Fury? Your guild is deciding who gets the third set of bindings. Currently a Dagger Rogue. Evan R. Thunder Fury is just really expensive. I don't know if you see the gold I currently have. But yeah, we're a long ways out from Thunder Fury. So, for that reason, I really am not too interested in Thunder Fury. Because I just don't want to have to pay for it. It takes so much of my life to pay for that. Like, you know how much I would have to farm? It would take so long. 5K for bars. Yeah, if someone has like a total gold amount, so I can just do some quick division, see how many hours I have to gold farm for, that'd be helpful. Is it like 10K gold? Are we talking 7K gold? 12K gold? What are we talking about? Weapon damage on main hand all day when you can two-shot mages. Well, I guess offhand. I think weapon damage is pretty good. But for offhand, would you want Crusader or Agi? But okay, to be fair, some people like Crusader on main hand and PvP too. All of the enchants are really good. Like, all of them are good in PvP. Agi, Crusader, and Striking. You just don't want to put Agi on your main hand ever, because it doesn't benefit from the additional hits. On your server, bars are 70 gold. What is your current gold method, gold farming? If you had to, what would you do? RFD disenchant runs. Have the YouTube video of it. Lately, it's been making, like right now on the auction house yesterday, I would be making 120 gold an hour if I did it. So I have lucrative gold farming methods. specifically on my server, it's profitable. I just don't like farming gold. 7K for full Thunder Fury. So let's do some quick math. 7K. Let's say I could make 60 gold an hour. Right? Through the highs and the lows, that's a low estimate, but it takes time in between gold farming and all that stuff. 7,000 divided by 60. 115 hours, man. That's a long time. Would I really want to farm 115 hours just for a Thunder Fury? Oh, an Night Slayer belt, sick. I don't think anyone needs it. All right, so that... Alright, the Night Slayer belt's just guild bank. You're corrupt loot counseling yourself at Thunder Fury? Something like that, dude. And I'm going to make him pay for it. Yeah, there's a Night Slayer belt. That's, I guess, guild bank. Yeah, all the rogues have it. You know, should we have given him the top Dragon High belt? I didn't even think of it till later. But maybe we should have given him that. Yeah, it's really, really bad, but I think it's better than pre-raid. I'm hoping for a Dragon Fang Blade. If you're a non-human sword rogue, Hunger and Cold could be better offhand in phase 6. So Thunder Fury is not even BIS forever. Yeah, pretty much. Your gamer voice kills me. Dude, you got to turn on the gamer voice. I don't understand why you don't get this. Alright, did this guy finally enchant his weapon? He still didn't enchant it. He told me to look at his weapon enchant. He still didn't enchant it. Can we G-kick this dude? He's wearing an Ani cloak still. Unequip your Ani cloak, dude. Come on. Wake up, man. Unenchanted Nightfall. Oh my gosh. Why would you enchant a Nightfall? I don't know, man. Is it immune to enchants? Am I not in on some special feature? Can the Nightfall not be enchanted? Am I just crazy? Or is this guy going on weeks and weeks without it? It's pointless. Nightfall on a shaman is a bad idea, dude. He's just trying to do anything to try and, you know, keep himself from getting kicked. All right, let's see if... All right, they're just AFKing in the fire, or... For the healing parses? Night Slayer gloves. Holy. Let me see. Have NS gloves. Is there anyone else who doesn't have them? Yeah, everyone has them for main spec, but I don't know if Horde or CZN want them for off spec. I guess Horde has them too, so I guess just CZN for off spec. PvP? No, the epic set is, but not the blue. I would just take them. No one else wants them. Bro, we haven't gotten one since October. All right, what are you talking about? A weapon? All right, I'm scrolling up. Yeah, we had to do a little bit of loot counseling there, guys. A little bit of corrupt loot counsel. You know, no big deal. A couple of rogue items dropped. We corruptly loot counseled them. Sorry, apologies. But, you know, you guys did come to see how we corrupt loot counsel. So you're seeing some of that in action. Again, you want all of the players to have a false sense of security, right? So everyone in this raid, all of the rogues right now, feel nice and safe and comfortable, right? That's exactly where you want them, right? And then you pounce. You gonna do Blackwing Lair after? We already did it this week, Gank Power. We already cleared Blackwing Lair this week. No big deal. 34 manned it. Kind of easy, to be honest. On farm. At least one off tank should have Annihilator and Bash Gooter. Bash Gooter, by the way, I vendored the other day. Rest in peace, Bash Gooter. I soloed that dude like a million times to get it. Okay, this is things that tilt me. I can't backstab these mobs because I'm afraid of pulling. Maybe I could, but I'm scared. Is this guy trolling? There's no way. Okay, okay, this guy's trolling. Okay. All right. Just mentioning to Zatar, wasn't asking for your precious opinion yet. I'm going to have to scroll up to try and see what you were saying. Let me scroll. I was doing some corrupt loot counseling. All right, so someone said Nightfall's pointless on a shaman. I mean, shamans are also pointless in general as enhancement, so not really too exciting. I love being Hemo sometimes with double Crusader, procs a ton. Yeah, especially, obviously, like you're mentioning, the main hand proc on a slow weapon with the proc per minute in Hemo. It's crazy. Man, I remember Zatar, you praying for Purd off Rag. What's it like? We've been killing Rag since October 12th. Still haven't gotten one. Yeah, I had to wait like 11 or 12 weeks for a Purd. Unlucky. Was it 10? Something like that. 10 to 12 weeks until Purd dropped. And fortunately, I got the first Perdition Blade. But I also didn't have... I didn't get the first Corehound Tooth, though. So we kind of alternated. And then the other rogue quit the guild because they didn't get Purd. But, you know, corrupt loot council at its finest. Just even before I was technically on the loot council, I was already making corrupt loot council decisions, and people were leaving the guild because of it, right? So I'm a natural. All right, scrolling down. Why would you enchant? Okay. Nightfall on a chamois is good. Don't start the hunter rank 1 wing clip spam. Yeah. It's Nightfall on a enhancement shaman is a way to increase their utility. Is they're already kind of just like in a utility thing and they don't do that much damage. All right, I'm still scrolling down. I'm a little behind. You wouldn't put on a hunter either. You put on your off tanks. Your shaman has one ability to add an attack. Do like off tanks just like spam hamstring or something to proc it? I assume that's what happens. All right, I'm still scrolling down. Yeah, but Rip, sorry about your RNG, man. It sucks. I had to wait a long time. All right, why are we capping? Yeah, sometimes if I miss it in the moment, enemy 2-2-1, I'm not going to understand what the cap is for, so I apologize. You have 2 off tanks that are warriors. Let that tank hold a Nightfall. 2 off tanks that are warriors. Yeah, we actually have that situation. But, yeah. It's not a decent... If it's not decent on enhanced, then you want to... Oh, yeah. So if you're not happy with an enhancement using a Nightfall, just don't let them in the raid, I guess. What is your enchants on weapons? I have Striking on the main hand, Crusader on the offhand. Agility on the offhand is also good. Crusader on the main hand is also good. All right. I waited until Blackwing Lair came out to get Benediction on your Priest. Been raiding MC since 3 weeks in the Classic. Rip. I have a question. How do you feel about your Benediction, True Roguester? Because Troll Roguester, sorry. I feel like Benediction, you just see so many, it just doesn't feel special. Is that and I kind of feel the same way about my Purd. It's just it hits so hard, I'm still happy. But like as a priest, does Benediction feel special at all? Because you walk around Orgrimmar and like 95% of the priests have it. I don't know. It just feels like a lot of raid gear in Classic just isn't special at all. All right. Double Crusaders Pog save you a lot from dying. Yeah, it's good. Nightfall is not that good on Chamois. They only get 1 attack that's reset. Warrior spamming. Again, Defog, the point is not that a shaman would have more uptime on Nightfall than a warrior. There's a million reasons a warrior is going to be better than a shaman. The point is, if you already have a shaman in your group, putting a Nightfall on him is going to help some. So, honestly, nothing feels special in Classics. Maybe Thunder Fury, not even a Winter Saber mount. Yeah, that is definitely true. Thing is, Shami's will lose a lot less damage than Warrior when holding it. True. But they're probably thinking that the only thing matters is to max the proc per minute for the warlocks, is the idea, I guess. But if you already have an enhance, it's like, what else are they going to do? So I'm aware that both a hunter and a warrior would have way more proc per minute, but you got an enhance in front of you. What else are they going to do? Shut up, please. Fizz, Wick. You actually can pull this off, man. I'm going to give you a little hint. There's actually a shut up button on your screen. It looks like a little, like a sound type of icon. You can click that thing, man. You have the power to shut me up. And I encourage you to use that. For a Fury Warrior, you're losing out on a lot better weapons. Yeah, I think they were talking about off tanks doing it, so it wouldn't be like a Fury DPS losing out, but either way. Alright, it's special the first few weeks, like CTS and stuff. You'd wager later tiers gear is more special because fewer people can... Yeah, that would make sense, True. We'll see when we get to it, but I could see potentially like Nax loot being more special, but to be honest, I think most people are going to clear Nax that are playing at the time. Not you, lol, XD. Alright, I'm scrolling up. Who else? Who are we telling to shut up? Yeah, I don't know who we're telling to shut up then, because I didn't see anyone on YouTube do anything. Oh, someone told someone else to shut up, I guess, or no one even cares. Okay, maybe you're telling him. Shane is a troublemaker. It is true. Wouldn't be the first time he was in some YouTube chat conflict. Man, it's always YouTube chat getting into confrontations. If you guys in YouTube chat want a safer haven, you can go to Twitch. Link above my head. Link in the description. It's a much more friendly environment. I see an Atiesh and a Hundred Cold Kingsfall or the blue fist weapon thing. Oh, yeah. That blue fist weapon, man. Whew. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, this beauty is what I want. I want this beauty. Oh, my gosh. What a weapon. All right, guys. We're off tanking here, or... Alright. Looks like we didn't even need to off tank. Tank just held threat. Nicely done, Tyrant. The PvP god as well. Yeah, that thing's sick in PvP. That's the point. Holy. I want that thing pretty bad. Just watch your gold farm video. Do you need to get enchanting at any specific level? No. Level 1 enchanting, you can enchant everything in the game. Or disenchant, rather. Everything in the game. Alright, praying for a Crusader proc, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this technique, but it's called the I hope I get a Crusader proc. Actually, there's no point, really. I have no way to stack it, so we're just YOLOing. I'm just chilling. I'm not going to do any damage no matter what, so I'm actually like saving my prep to make sure that I... Yo, dude. Yo. Are we actually killing him? I guess we're still attacking him. I was running away to vanish. I guess we got him. Woohoo! Let's go! That's what I like to see. Let's go, dude. That's what I like to see. Alright. What? There was 5 of them there. I had 2 vanishes. I was going to be fine. They were so stacked on top of each other, I didn't even notice that there was like 9,000 of them. I had 2 vanishes. I have prep. I literally have trained my whole life to not die. I don't think you guys understand. I can't afford these repair fees. I have 4 gold. I can't be dying. Because when I get out of this instance, I'm not going to be able to repair my gear. Oh my gosh. How are you so broke? Fig Jam, I donate all my gold to charity. I go around Orgrimmar, I look for the, needy WoW players, and I donate the gold. So I lead a humble, poor life. But you know what? I make sure that other people that are even worse positions than me are still able to, make it to the next day. Really, really just a philanthropist. Looks for the shamans without weapon enchants. Look for the ugliest cloth-wearing resto shaman and give him some gold. That's toxic. Zatar, when will you let us sum to you? Oh, you mean sub? As soon as the YouTube people switch over. Sell your gear so you can pay for non-existent repair costs. That's true. If I don't have any gear, I don't need to repair. All right, those are the most ghetto bags I've ever seen on a level 60. 14 slot bag. See, people flame me. 14 is pretty close to 16. If I had like 12 slot bags, I could understand getting flamed, but pretty much everyone's sad that I don't have the right 16 slot bags. Like, I don't know, man. You didn't respec? I respec to PvP yesterday, Seb. And I respec the day before that to raid. So, yeah, I'm going to be in PvP spec till next raid day. So if I were to respec back to PvE spec, I would have been PvP spec for 1 day. So I could have stayed PvE spec, but I decided to go PvP spec for 1 more day, and I also wanted to play Arathi Basin since it just came out. So hopefully you can forgive me. You can't get any bags from Ani because your guild banned you? Rip, dude. Don't be a cheapo. I don't think I have the luxury. I don't think I have the luxury of not being a cheapo, unfortunately. All right. Wipe and MC. Fur? It's not counted as a wipe if the boss dies. All right? That's not how wiping works. There's like an asterisk where it says it doesn't count as a wipe if the boss dies. Lol, you can just be combat daggers, PvP and PvE. Gov Santana. That is technically true. I could enter a battleground in PvE spec. However, I would only be able to kill an enemy once every 5 minutes. And that is not an experience I am looking forward to. And Rogan particularly is very bad in PvE and, with a PvP spec. And likewise, in PvP, it's really bad with the PvE spec. So, how old am I? Losing crypto, I will be 13 tomorrow. All right, I have to check. These people are trolling and saying there was a binding. There was no binding, right? Let's go check. There was no binding, right, guys? Let's investigate. We have some trolls saying a binding dropped, and I'm calling BS on that. All right, we hit loot. Arcanist, Cenarian, Brute. No, there's no binding. All right. What add-on are you using for threat? Oh, people always tell me to use the details tiny threat for some reason. I don't know why. All right, debate. Yeah, we had some debating going on. All right, Seal Fate for PvE/PvP. Actually, Gunwell, I agree that Seal Fate's a pretty good hybrid spec. I just wanted to be full raid spec for Blackwing Lair. Don't go Seal Fate before Phase 5. It is stat hungry. Don't go. Yeah, so this is the thing. If I want to go all out and do as much damage as humanly possible, like I don't know if you guys have seen some of my Blackwing Lair kills, but we were really not out of the deep end. If you go watch some of our Blackwing Lair kills, there were some sketchy kills. We weren't clearing content fully until like 3 or 4 weeks in. So I was trying to do everything as much as humanly possible to make sure that the guild got stuff on farm. I knew we'd get it on farm. We just didn't have enough members because the guild, like a different guild, this is like an old guild that disbanded and reformed. They just didn't have enough bodies to clear Blackling Lair. So I was rolling in. Is this guy actually out of his mind? This guy drunk? Look how close he got. He is crazy. All right, so I want to do as much damage as humanly possible. So I'm going to go back to playing like a hybrid spec relatively soon. But I want to make sure that we've got everything on farm. I'm going to be taking, trying to do as much damage, taking PvE a little more seriously when the content first comes out. But soon, I will play a Seal Fate spec that is pretty good in each. So it's not going to be the world's best raiding spec. It's also not going to be the world's best PvP spec, but it's going to be good enough in each so that I can have fun in both. So that is what I'm going to do in maybe a couple weeks. I don't know. We'll see. Which build we go for leveling rogue? Yeah, enemy 221. I've leveled 2 characters to 60 in classic. I went all the way to 60 using a combat sword build on my second character. On my first character, I did play that ambush build. So this orc right in front of you leveled all the way to 60 with the Dagger ambush build, and it was really fun. I always say this, the most fun I had playing classic so far was world PvPing with the ambush leveling spec. And especially at like level 40 and level 42, you can get these daggers called Gut Ripper and Widowmaker. They hit really, really hard. And you just can actually genuinely one-shot people. You can be level 40, running around in STV, and one-shot a level 38 mage. And it's just really fun. And you catch people off guard, and it's just a lot of fun. Oops, I kind of forgot those things punt. All right, there's the punt. So let's go over here. Another punt incoming. All right, there's the next punt. Please don't pull this dude. Whew. I don't want to hit this dude. We don't have a lot of threat on it. Oh, now we do. Oh, someone banished. All right, so you will only be able... Okay, I'm going to scroll up and try and catch up on chat here. The brute blade's still on the ground. The brute blade is still on the ground, ladies and gentlemen. I want that brutality blade. Luke Council greed, dude. Oh, run away. All right, let me scroll up on the chat. Would you say the gold making method is worth 260 gold a shard? Would be worth dropping mining for this? Well, you can do the math, Captain, and see if it's satisfactory to you compared to what you're making with mining. At 260 gold a shard, keep in mind that the prices change. So you might want to look up on like Nexus Hub to see the prices over time. But 260 gold would be, still quite a lot of gold. All right, come on, dude. Please roll. Let's go, dude. He rolled a 100. Our rogue representative. Let's go. Get wrecked, kid. All right, a rogue got the brutality blade, dude. Feels good. Feels good, man. Jeezy. Let's go, dude. He rolled a 100. That's what I like to see. Show or rigged? I mean... You guys think I'm just like trolling? I mean, it says 100. It's right there. You rolled a 100. You see, actually, wait, hold on. I am Horde. Wait, so that is my item. Because I am Horde on the DPS meter. I think that's my item. Right? Can I lay claim to the item? Because I changed my name in the damage meter to Horde. So is that my item? All right, now I got to catch up on chat. Oh my gosh. We've got a G kick. All right, but we showed it, guys. Are you satisfactory with the proof that We did end up seeing a 100. What add-on is he using for threat? Classic threat 2. Okay, Fizwick, you do you, man. What the shards are 5.5 to 6 gold on your server. If there's 6 gold on your server, Chibe, you know, you're going to be making 240 gold an hour. So if you're not trolling, you could go do that and make 240 gold an hour if you want. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. There's no way they're actually 6 gold. They're not going to sell for that for long. Don't have enchanting. Well, guess what? Guess what, Chibe? If you don't have enchanting, you only need level 1 enchanting. So if they're actually 6 gold, it would be worth it to switch. However, you're the guild skinner. You can't drop it. It's unlucky, dude. That's why you don't become a guild skinner right there, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why you do not. Small radiant shards is the name of the enchanting item that you get from, you know, doing the dust stuff. Literally no perks to being the guild skinner. You're just like the slave for the guild. They should give you a %, to be honest, because you being skinning is just trash. But that's not how it ever works. You just trade all the skins and you're just like, yeah, guys, I help. I skin. Yay. Oh, they're going to give you Thunder Fury for being the guild skinner? Never mind. Never mind, it's worth. Is core leather gloves best for Dagger Rogue over the set? Yes. Yes. In rating, yeah. All right, I'm scrolling up. Wipe count. Laser games were at 1. Just a casual Gar wipe, but it's all good. We sacrificed ourselves for the Brutality Blade. All right, I'm scrolling up. Did we miss anything else? Even after the reform, still doing scuff Gar kills. Chernobyl Gar is hard, man. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Gar is difficult. If you're fresh to raiding, you won't get Viscag ever. Join a new guild, lol. If your main goal in Classic is just to raid with friends, be as efficient as possible at that, should you go swords or daggers when you hit 60? If all you want to do is raid, imagine you do more damage as sword long term. So I would go sword if you're just going to raid. Now, if you are an alliance player, it might be easier for you to play dagger, as you're not going to be competing with warriors for gear as much. So, but on horde side, I would say you go sword. If you really want to do as much damage as humanly possible, the answer is sword. But you're gonna have a lot of loot competition if you go sword on alliance. All right, did I miss anything else? It actually is kind of disgusting on alliance side how axes are just useless. They just really misuse items on alliance. They're so worried about the small damage, you know, bonus gained from the weapon skill. Like the weapon skill doesn't do a whole lot as a warrior. I mean, I guess it gives them hit. Hit's pretty good, but and I guess they don't want to get edge masters. So I guess 3% hit is no joke, but it just seems really awkward on alliance side that they just don't do anything with the axes. Like it's just so weird to me that they're just like an entire like category of items they just like completely ignore. Because they're not min-max best in slot. You know what I mean? It's gross. All right. Did we miss anything else? All right. I think I caught up on chat. Edge Masters are so good. They're expensive, though. More glancing blow damage as well? Question mark. Depends on how much weapon skill you have. Like, if they get... if they're human and they have Maladeath, yes, they'll have more glancing blow. But... if they don't have Maladeath, then they won't. You get glancing damage at 308 weapon skill. 305 to 308. It's up to 10% more damage. Well, not really for a warrior, though. Because their attacks aren't going to glance as much. Right? Because every time they press Heroic Strike, all their attacks are yellows. Uh-oh. 307, 308 is what you want to hit. Yeah, ideally 308. But 307 is like almost there if you have like Edgemaster. Good enough. What dagger skill is too much then? You're currently 314. That's too much. Yeah, you want 307 to 308. Any more after 308 is kind of useless. Now, I usually raid with 310 because I take points in weapon expertise over points in aggression. They both suck, basically, as a dagger rogue. But yeah, I personally do. All right, Edgemaster plus the Hungering Cold is garbage. Well, that's too much, yeah. I agree, that's too much. Is 3% hit plus glancing blow reduction? Yeah, if you have 308. Yeah, or Edgemasters, like you said. But yeah, anyway, the TLDRs, our Alliance really underutilize axes, and it's kind of sad. And like stuff like really good axes were just going to hunters because no one wanted them in the Alliance guild, and like that's just really sad to me. Like, give the daggers to rogues, give the axes to warriors. The rogues can't use the axes. Come on, this is just common sense. Come on now. It's that simple. All right, give the daggers to the rogues, give the axes to the warriors. The swords, I guess they can roll between them, and yeah, man, I don't know. Good video. Can you explain your talent points? Which video? I've got a lot of different talent builds. If you're talking about right now, Mav, I'm using a PvP build. So I would be explaining why I'm picking specific PvP stuff. So if you could specify what you want explained. Thar has a hunter in my guild and got it first Ashkandi. Yeah. Obviously Ashkandi is like really big for an arms warrior, but people are just going to be like, well, if the arms warrior wanted warriors fury. They're fury in raids. So obviously no warrior should ever get an Ashkandi because their role in raids is to do what we call... Oh, I should use a Mugger's Belt, shouldn't I? Do I still have it on me? Oh, I probably should have brought that here. Well, you live and you learn. But yeah, a lot of people just don't give two-handers to warriors because they like Ashkandi because they're not PvE bis. And the...
Run away, little girl.
All right. Satyr's bow over blaster shot only has 9% hit as human swords. What should you do? You're human. So... All right, guys, I took the living bomb out. All right, we got him, dude. Best daggers outside of raid, Lobo. Lobo in the main hand. Scarlet Chris is a good offhand, too. So just get a Lobo if you want. You'd have to do a ton of Alterac Valley. If you don't want to do that, you could instead, Robert, save up a ton of money for a Heartseeker. If you don't want to do that, you could wait for ZG, which is kind of like a mini raid. If you don't want to do that, you could buy a Shadowfoot Stabber, but it kind of sucks. All right. Ashkandis get the warrior pushing rank, so rank 11 up. See, this is something that tilts me. Why do people get like rank prio? This is something we did in the old guild. And it was like, oh, the people that are ranking get priority on PvP items. Or not just PvP. Oh, I guess PvP items. And it's like I always got tilted on that. Because like I played PvP, but I didn't want to rank. And it's like just because they play more hours, they get the prio? I don't know. It's an investment in their future ranking gear. Currently third. Okay, Exalted. You might just grind. Yeah, the AV really sucks, man. But Lobo is pre-raid best in slot dagger by far. I feel like rogues who PvP should get prio on tier 2 gloves. IMO. Baked beans. To be honest, yeah. Yeah. The problem is like the sword rogues want them eventually for their set, but yeah, that would make sense to me. All right, because PvE is face roll easy, so give the gear to guys who use it most. Again, Matt, I agree with the statement that you give it to PvP, but the idea that just because someone is, quote, ranking, they should get prio, like that always irked me, because I would PvP, I would duel. That doesn't give me honor. I mean, you guys remember some of the dueling streams I did. Like, we were dueling like 8 hours a day. And like, okay, maybe that's an exaggeration. Maybe like 6 hours. But like... that's not considered ranking, so I'm not allowed any of the PvP items, at least in the old system. Barman Shanker plus Distracting Dagger should be good enough for MC. Yeah, those are good PvE stuff. I assumed he was talking about PvP, just based on the phrasing, but maybe I misunderstood. Some people hardcore World PvP and are rank 7. Should they not be allowed to get the weapons because they're not ranked? Again, that's exactly what I mean, right? Just because someone queues AFKs in Arath or Alterac Valley, that means they should get the item over me? Like, come on. And they actually need... Oh, yeah, they definitely need it to succeed in AV, to give them more honor. Yeah, get me out. They're in a loot council and you're fighting to get the first or second pair. Yeah, makes sense to me. Bro, just press fade. Just press fade, man. This priest doesn't know how to press fade. Is this guy new to the game? That healer does not know how to press fade, dude. You can't AFK rank in AV. You can. You could. You can't anymore. Like what? As of like maybe a month ago or something, or 3 weeks ago, they started banning people for AFKing. But for a really long time, the majority of rankers were AFK or semi-playing. Like, I mean, come on. If you go into AV, we all know. You go into the towers, you see someone running into a wall. I mean, you just go all around the place, you saw people running into a wall. Yeah, if it's PvP prio, it goes to PvP. The problem is, this is something that's very real. If you said just PvPers roll for the item, literally everyone would roll. Every classic player fancies themselves a PvPer. It's real. They might not have been PvP spec in like 4 months, but they fancied themselves a PvPer because they got exalted rep with AV. So they roll on everything. What are your thoughts on people who only raid log, they get all the best gear, then log out till next week raid? We have lots of those dudes too. Matt's, I don't have any issue with raid loggers just because Classic's boring and there's not that much content. Like, I don't really mind. I think it's pretty elitist when you start like examining how much each person plays and try to take gear away from them. Like, if they show up to raid and do what they're asked, they should be allowed to have the gear. And I think really the only time anyone would ever bring up how much someone plays per week is if they're trying to just yoink gear and they're a scumbag. So like, the only time I've ever heard anyone say the words X is a raid logger is when they wanted a piece of gear that was going to that person. The only time raid logging comes up is like, oh, Bob is about to get the item I want. Bob's a raid logger. Give it to me. And it's like, come on, man. Really? Is that what we're going to do? Raid attendance and performance is all that matter for getting gear. Chernobyl, I honestly don't even think raid performance should matter. In Classic, I don't think raid performance should matter. What's the point of raid performance? Right? You're going to clear the content no matter what. If someone is really struggling, just help them. Why dock their gear? Just teach them things. Tell them how to play their class. You don't need like veterans to clear the content. But I guess if you're in a really hardcore guild, it is what it is. So what's left that matters? Are you talking about in Molten Core? Like what items? Perdition would be sick for one of our rogues. They really want Perdition. This individual right here would like himself a Perdition. So hoping he gets a Perdition. I'm just now realizing the orientation of their daggers. So we're going to have to talk to them about that in a moment. But that's interesting. And they're enchants. But that's okay. It's all right. We'll have a teachable moment in one moment here. I wasn't even trying to put him on blast, dude. I'm running out. Hey guys, we have to preserve the repair fees, okay? I'm still not decursed. All right, I can go in. See, look, I'm going to go out. Does literally everyone get cursed? I'm cursed again. I'm dead here. Woohoo! Literally the best inhuman reactions. Inhuman reactions. I don't think if I vanished, I think I would have died. Just next level vanished reactions. Actually insane, gamer. Come on. I was kind of impressive. No big deal. Have I ever missed a vanish? All right, let's not talk about the last Onyxia, okay? That was a mistake. Mistakes were made. The last Onyxia. But besides that one, have I ever missed a vanish? All right, you got yourself a Purd and a Striker last night? Sick, dude. All right, let's whisper. Hey, actually, let me collect evidence, guys. 59, 111. All right, perfect. Ooh, what do we do, guys? The problem is he has striking. So technically speaking, it does hit harder because of the striking. So the only reason he would swap, actually, he has to leave them. He has to leave them because he put striking. It's actually hilarious. But because he put striking on Core Houndtooth, it actually hits harder than Lobo. So it's actually better to be in the main hand. The only reason you'd swap them is to get more procs. So believe it or not, it's actually correct the way it is. It's just his enchants led us to this point. I don't know why he put striking on that. I didn't realize he was going to do that. Maybe, I hope is it not the right one? Please let it be 4. I think it's just 4, right? If it's 4, it's fine, dude. Oh, he put 5. No, he put the expensive one. Rip. Yeah, so what he has right now is right, but I'm sad. I didn't realize he was going to do that, or I would have told him not to. I would have saved his money. MB. Just, yeah, rip. Well, his daggers are fine the way they are then. But rip, dude. All right. Maybe he got core first. I'm not going to comment any further as to incriminate. We're going to move past it, guys. I see me talking about my daggers. I was gonna tell you to swap them, but didn't see your main hand enchant. Core is better in main hand because of that right now. All right. I got a Core Houndtooth first. Also, you got edgy on both. All right. I'm going to run away so I potentially don't die. All right. We're going to chop these dudes up. All right. We're chopping. Yeah. I would have recommended Crusader or Agi on CHT, as this striking is only good on a main hand, and your CHT is gonna go to the off hand. So we're telling him what we would have done, and we're not flaming him for having the wrong enchants, guys. Got to be positive players. All right, I'm scrolling up. Got myself a Purd and a Striker last night. Grats. Those are some huge items that are going to last you a really long time. So grats on that, Baked Beans. Maybe he has a lot of money, so he's going to switch enchants when he gets the Purd. I think, to my knowledge, I think he's just newer to Rogue because he re-rolled from Mage, I think. But I don't know his master plan. But I would have recommended him get Agi or Crusader on the offhand. And, well, since that's going to go to offhand eventually, that way he doesn't have to re-enchant. So that is the play. Mage main, of course, he has a lot of money. I'm telling you, those mage mains are rolling in dough. Maybe that's what I got to do, guys. I got to put some fee, some loot council fee. Oh, that's genius. All right, guys. So they already think the corrupt loot council, right? We've already discussed the corrupt loot council. Now we charge a fee. We say, oh, you know, since I'm being so fair to everyone, you guys got to pay up, right? That would be the play. Tax them every raid for my loot council efforts. Is this guy still using the cloak? All right, no. Did he switch cloaks yet? He's still using an Ixia scale cloak. I guess we're on fire res. We'll wait until after the fire res packs and we'll inspect him again. Although actually the rest of the raid is fire res, so he's allowed to have the Ixia scale cloak. So you know what? He's off the hook. Brokerage fee, exactly. All right, I'm scrolling up. I don't think we missed anything in chat. But yeah, I really hope a Purd drops for that rogue individual. I also want to see Night Slayer's shoulders. Actually, we don't really care. It's just as good as any Night Slayer. So that the same guy who wants the Purd would get the Night Slayer shoulders. I forgot. There was someone else who was going to be in the guild who really wanted the Night Slayer shoulders, but they switched to a Feral Druid for certain reasons. So that happened. And again, I really am concerned for their mental health. I'm not a joke. You made 2 Ani cloaks. One with Fires, one with Agi. One for Fireman, one for Neff. Are you serious, dude? These are players just with too much gold and are too tryhard. This guy made 2 cloaks. 2 cloaks. Just so that he could have 3 more agility on Nefarian. 3 agility. That 3 Agi making all the difference. Like, this guy's delusional. Like, no flame, Chibe. I mean, it is flame, but you're delusional. If you think that 3 agility is going to do anything... I mean, I know some people feel like they want to just be the best, but come on, man. That's not going to do anything. 3 agility is nothing. And you know how I say 3 agility is nothing earlier, and everyone said, oh, it adds up every little piece? In this situation, it's literally only 3 agility. It's not like we're comparing something, you know. This is actually just 3 agility. No, nothing else. You'll swap the daggers if Purd doesn't drop this raid. Oh, sick. You have to... Actually, this dude's the MVP. Oh, my gosh. I actually know who you are because of your username, Schwoop. Appreciate it. Make it easy on me. Some people in the guild have these random Twitch names, and I have to, like, remember everything. Kind of a lot of effort. All right. +3 agility for Neff doesn't make sense. I think +5 all-res would be better. Well, in theory, you shouldn't be taking any damage on Nefarian. In theory. In theory, that they will turn the boss, and you will not get Shadow Flame. So in theory, I would disagree that you need the all-res. In theory. And I say that as I have died like pretty much every week to Nefarian in some iteration. I think I lived in one of the attempts where we downed him, but I died in our first attempt. Shadow prod if he isn't turned. Yeah, but that's kind of annoying to have to like double shadow prod just because the tanks don't want to do the mechanics right. Like that's kind of less than ideal. I feel like that's just conceding that I don't know. That's a battle I don't want to give up. What's better? 32 attack power or 2% crit? Kelfka, 2% crit is going to be way better in like 99% of situations. The only exception would be if you're like really low level or something. But yeah, 2% crit's pretty much always going to be better than 32 attack power. You mean I've done better than you on Neff? You know what, Galen? You should go look at some of my parses for Blackwing Lair. You're going to gain a lot of confidence. All right, I agree. If someone's going full and you care about your own rankings, you'll have one as backup. Yeah, if you want a shadow prot just for the rank or whatever, but yeah, you've already demonstrated that you're nuts because you're going for 3 agility on a cloak. So you're actually just a Looney Tune. But, I mean, I hope you're having a good time, man. As long as you're having fun, you're having fun. And maybe if you're not, like, literally best in slot in all facets, it's just, you know, not good enough for you. But I hope you're having fun, man. But that's kind of crazy. Parses is all about gears, so why should you care about it then? I personally don't have a lot of value in parses, but I know a lot of people just do it for fun, which, like, can you really blame them? They have fun chasing parses, right? I mean, fun is fun. Can't really tell someone that they're stupid for parsing if they enjoy doing it, right? Yeah, parse is all about pushing yourself in an easy game. Yeah, see, so if it's fun to push yourself to get a parse, I mean, why not do it? Makes sense to me. Now, for me personally, it's not fun to push for a parse, so I don't do it. But yeah, to each their own. I did do it in Molten Core. I did it for a while. I pushed for parse, and it was just, I don't know, it just was very frustrating. Felt like everything was out of my control. Felt like I would play a perfect fight, right? It's easy to play a perfect fight in Classic because the game's really easy. But I feel like I would play a perfect fight, and I wouldn't get a good parse because the raid didn't kill it fast enough, or the tanks didn't position stuff, or, you know, for cleave, or all this stuff. So that's why I was like, not really feeling it. And so I could have switched to a different guild that was like mega tryhard and everyone comes in full consumed and everyone's like, 1 hour MC, 30-minute MC, whatever. But I didn't really feel like doing that. So you got 100% parse against Hogger, but he still killed you. Unlucky, man. Probably was your group's fault. All right, I'm getting flamed. Like, look about mage. It says that, see, that's hilarious to me. Honestly, any caster at EPS, if they open their mouth about parses, I just laugh. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. Now, I understand pushing yourself in a hard game. If they enjoy it, they enjoy it. But I really cannot take casters seriously that care about parses. Because they're literally a caster, man. They press one button. They press Shadowbolt, they press Frostbolt, or they press, like, Mind Flay, right? Like, come on, dude. They actually do nothing. It's crazy to me that casters like could even talk about parse. Now again, if they enjoy it, I'm glad they're having fun. I just really don't understand it. Ooh, Belt of Might. Pushing yourself on a mage for mind quickening gem. So I guess it gets to a point where they just get cooldowns, and it just comes down to if they use their damage cooldown at the right time. Is that pretty much it? All right, who drops the toe up? This thing? You just wait till you get toe up, and you wait till you get the it's from this guy, right? This Veil, it's from Veil. And you wait till you get mind quickening gem, and then it just comes down to like who learns to stack their cooldowns properly. Like even then, like nothing changes, right? You're still pressing one button. You're just trying to press it, I guess, at the right time. you hope you get PI'd by a priest when you press the two buttons, I guess. Warlocks have corruption sometimes. Yeah, warlocks do keep up a curse and they do press corruption. My bad, dude. I said one button. It was 2 to 3. MB, man. Let the Shinamis heal you. Smite. Nice, man. Dagger Rogue is pressing 2, maybe backstab, slice and dice, maybe 2 eviscerate per bot. Tisheni, if anyone wants to try and compare Rogue DPS to Mage, you just have to play Rogue, right? Yes, I could close my eyes and do almost as much damage, but there's a lot of intricacies and little things that you can do to try and increase your damage. That, I mean, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe that there's anything you can do. I got too many macros, man. I'm looking. All right, he's not even here. All right, see, I told you it was a macro, man. All right, who wants skull? All right, you got it. And there's even misspellings too, dude. MVP. I'm getting flamed, dude. All right, we got to adjust the macro, guys. I'm getting flamed. I'm getting flamed because I'm supposed to be the class leader. I'm supposed to be the class leader. And I didn't have a macro prepared for kicks. I was too busy talking about mage parses. So I'm getting flamed, dude. Oh, yo, dude. I'm kicking the wrong guy. All right, which guy am I on? All right, I know my kick target now. Yeah, dude, these warriors suck, man. Oh, too many heals are going off. All right, I kicked this one. We're good, dude. There's a few minor things you can do as a mage, though. Oh, we need to get this kick. Oh, no. I need to kick this one. Unlucky, dude. All right, nobody look at the interrupts. Gear swaps for different encounters. Aiming CSC on AoE fights. There's a few minor things you can do. Yeah, okay, sure. As a mage, you can aim your cone of gold. Sure. They can also min-max CDs during Crusader. It's just like mage. They can min-max their cooldowns, I guess they get from trinkets. But yeah. But every rogue fight is different, like you mentioned, yeah. Because of the assassination talents, Daniel. That's correct. Also, rogues have to use their Thistletea at the right time, ideally during a Crusader proc, ideally during any other DPS cooldown they have going, while also not wasting any energy. You don't ever want to pool energy, but you don't ever want to go past 100 energy, but you also want to pool energy as much as possible, because if you get a Crusader proc, then your backstab does more damage, or your Sinister Strike does more damage. So like you could just close your eyes and do almost as much damage as a rogue, but there's more stuff to it, and positioning's harder, and you're just melee, so you have to worry about melee mechanics. So again, it's not brain science. Classic's easy. You can even get really far, not really doing much. Oh my gosh, I didn't get it, dude. I really needed that. I rolled a 6 on the Shadow Strike. I really needed that. You want to pull, but not 100. Yeah. So like the longer you pull, the higher chance you have of getting a Crusader proc, which increases your ability's damage. However, right, you also, if you go past 100, you're screwed. Crusader is mostly a sword thing though, because Dagger has weapon damage and agility. Well, Daniel, a lot of people use Crusader on offhand still. Some people think it's better. I still have it because they're very close. But yeah, agility versus Crusader is really close. And I didn't replace it because I didn't want to pay the dollar bills for the agility when it's like virtually identical. You also want to use yellow attacks at the start of a swing. Yep, time your weapon swings, all that stuff. A lot of small stuff. Crusader procs are way more fun than 15 agi, yeah. Dude. Poisons, man. Victor, you are an Alliance player. I'm sorry to tell you. Sorry to tell you, man, but you play Alliance and you have never experienced Wind Fury weapon. And I'm sorry, but maybe one day in TBC you can experience nerfed Wind Fury Totem and kind of feel a little bit of what it's like, but you'll never experience it. I'm sorry. Agility is better because you can get Crusader enchant and have to move out on fights like Chromagus/Rag. Yeah, well, but you say that, Daniel, but then there's also situations where, you know, you can use stuff like Thistletea, Adrenaline Rush during Crusader, and you get more damage than Agility would. Yeah, you're good, Victor. Crusader for main hand beats other enchants both for Dagger and Sword. PvE, I mean, yeah, everyone looks at different spreadsheets with different numbers, but yeah. All right. Your uptime isn't 100% every fight. Well, that's the point, is that if you look for your Crusader proc, when you get it, you can use all your cooldowns to gain a DPS advantage over, like, agility rogues. However, if you don't get the proc at an ideal time, you would be behind them. So, like, Crusader is less work. Or, sorry, Crusader's more work, more challenging. Agility is just it's just there. Also, if you're crit capped, agility's worse. So that's another big asterisk. How's your gear? I'm pretty stacked at the moment. My gear is interesting, Victor. I've got best in slot from Molten Core, except... Oh, I have my fire resistance in right now, but I have best in slot from Molten Core except for Striker's Mark in terms of PvE. And from Raid gear, asterisk. But I haven't gotten anything in Blackwing Lair except for a totem yet. Just a Venomous Totem. So that's what my gear is looking like. Agility probably better Alliance side because of Blessing of Kings. Yep, that would make sense. Although, I mean, Crusader says strength on it, so that benefits from Kings too, right? So I don't think it changes. All right. It's not Subjector. Crusader is just more deep. Here we go. We have the classic champions coming into the chat. Nothing is right except for their knowledge. Crusader is just strictly better. Everyone else is just living under a rock. This dude is the master of enchants, and he knows that agility is better because his favorite spreadsheet tells him. So... Yep, it's about the same, guys. It's about the same. All right, pick the one you prefer. Pick what you want. That's to say the boss may be insufficient on health for your Crusader. Yeah, so Max, that is a true statement. The Crusader can proc at a bad time. However, I mean, that's a very real... I mean, that's a thing. I don't know what you want me to say to that. Yeah, it can proc at a bad time. Anything with a proc chance can have downsides. but it also could proc at a good time, and you could press Adrenaline Rush and press Thistletea, and you get more damage than Agility. If it procs at a okay time, and you use all those abilities, like maybe you're breaking even. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, let's say in 10 fights, you get 8 neutral procs, and you get 2 bad procs. Well, if you use the Crusader to the best of your ability in those 8 fights, it might make up for the damage loss from getting your Crusader proc at a bad time in the last 2 fights. Like, you see what I mean? It's not just like, you keep in mind that if you're using Crusader really well as much as you have the chance, then when you get, unlucky, it happens, but you make up for it in other situations. So, again, I realize that Crusader can proc at a bad time. I'm aware of this thing. Holy, how is this not... this is so simple, guys. They're very close in damage. Pick the one you want. If you're arguing really vehemently in the chat right now for a certain one, you use that one. All right, dude? I'm sure it's going to work great for you. I'm sitting here in my PvE spec, just memeing around, doing literally 0 damage, and having a good time. All right? Are you PvP spec'd? I sure am. I respec'd yesterday after Blackwing Lair. So, Crusader will proc more often on a slow sword. That is a true statement. Does Crusader proc scale from attack speed weapon like fiery? Well, fiery weapon doesn't scale from attack speed either, Pavels. So I don't know if you're just using the wrong word or whatever, but yeah. Pop, 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 pop. All right, guys, I got top damage. Let's go. Mage Blade. Mage Blade. All right, guys, you see me at the top of the damage meter, right? Top damage. Let's go look. Let's go look at our add-on for details. That is me. Horde. I am top DPS. No big deal. Is your damage meter broken? It must be broken. Nope. 8 agility is better, I'd say. Oh, someone asked about 8 agility. 1% haste or 8 agility? 8 agility is better. But haste is like, if you're a PvE only player, it's like haste is kind of, kind of in the ballpark and way cheaper. So, but if you're a PvPer, the haste kind of sucks. What's with your title, by the way? Daniel L. Corrupt Loot Council. I've been teaching people how to corrupt Loot Council, so you must have missed it. We were discussing it after we killed Shazra. We were discussing it after we killed Gar. But I hadn't discussed the Corrupt Loot Council in the last 15 minutes, so you missed out on it. But maybe we'll bring it up again. I haven't had an opportunity to do any corrupt loot counseling because no rogue items have dropped from the last 3 bosses, unfortunately. All right. How do you feel about that weird bug? Is this guy trolling? Fiandarok, I was literally nerd raging yesterday because I was PvPing and I got the energy bug where you get ticks of 40 energy every 4 seconds. Yeah, it's really annoying. I was nerd raging about it yesterday in Arathi Basin where back to back against 2 different enemies, I had the bug where your energy tick just decides to wait till the next tick to give you energy. It's really annoying. Yeah, you'll go back to it. Daniel L., I mean, you can go back to it if you want. I'm just telling you, that's when we talked about it. I'm sure if something else drops, I'll bring it up. I'll try and think of more corrupt loot council tips. But to summarize it, the key to a good corrupt loot council is to trick everyone in the guild into thinking that the loot council is really unbiased to a fault. So right now, all of the rogues think that the loot council system is unfair to me, the person in charge of the rogue loot council. So that is the goal. You want everyone to think that they're the ones winning, that they've got a good deal. That's when they let their guard down, and that's when you can exploit them the most. So that is, I guess, the main tip that I was telling people about today. All right. Fast Dagger does not benefit more from Crusader. Yeah, a Fast Dagger... So basically, this is it. A slow weapon is always better with items like Crusader and Fiery Weapon. Always. Because the only thing... They're going to have the same number of procs from auto-attacking over time, but a slow weapon will always benefit more from on-hit effects. You shouldn't be corrupt. Victor. Everybody needs a good villain, man. The world needs someone to hate, right? And that's why it's important. That's why you're actually doing a good deed to society by being a corrupt loot council. Vanish is still bugged, doesn't work some of the time. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Like, you notice it most against, like, warriors. If you're, like, Vanish cheap-shotting a warrior, like, sometimes it just doesn't do anything. Kind of is less than ideal. See, Chernobyl, I get really tilted. I'm calling you out. I hate when people do this. I made 2,000 gold in a few days. It's so annoying to me when people do this. So annoying. 2,000 gold in a few days is useless. No, that doesn't help anyone. Right? No one knows the gold per hour. What is a few days? Are you playing 8 hours a day? Are you playing 2 hours a day? Nobody knows. And everyone always does. They come into the chat and they're like, oh yeah, I made like 15k gold in like a week. And I'm like, well, how much of hours did you put in? Yeah. You made 2,000 gold farming like 6 hours a night for a few days. See, that's a little better. See, now we can get an idea that he spent about 18 hours. Then we can do a little calculus, right? I can pull out my calculator. We can do 2,000. And we divide that by 18. And we say, okay, he's telling us he made 110 gold an hour. I'm kind of calling BS, but you know what? It's all good. Maybe he had good luck. It is what it is. Maybe he underestimated his playtime. But all good. I see your total AP increasing after Crusader proc. Bleed ticks right before you cheap shot. What are we talking about here? Okay. Had a few epic stuff. I'm kind of confused because you guys are having like 3 side conversations. So I'm missing a little bit of stuff, but okay. Agi on a stat stick is better. That is a true statement. If you put agility on the main hand, it's no bueno. Gold prices are so low right now. Are you talking about buying gold? Had a few epics. Well, okay. If you get multiple epic world drops, that's definitely going to increase your gold per hour. I don't know that I would recommend people do a certain gold farm. Like, for example, I got a Skull Flame shield. I'm not going to go tell people to go do Strat Undead as a good gold farm because I got a Skull Flame shield in there. Buying gold kills your enthusiasm. You have to earn it to mean anything. I hope they just release tokens. That way you can buy it with money. Why is agility on main hand bad? Ebola, it's not that agility on main hand is bad. It's that Crusader and striking on main hand both gain benefits from it going on a main hand weapon. So if you put agility on a main hand, you're missing out on like Crusader having more proc chance every time you press an ability, right? And every time you press a damaging ability like backstab or ambush, you're gaining the benefit of striking. Whereas if you press any of those abilities with agility, you don't get any benefit. Just farm the play counts in Eastern Plaguelands. You got 1,200 gold in 2 minutes because you got back-to-back Skull Flame shields. Nice, man. You'd actually need 3 Skull Flame shields to get that much gold. Unlucky. And the only reason I know that is because, like I just told you, I got one. Am I brain dead? I literally just started right-clicking a healer because it wasn't polyed, and I was like, oh. Target to kill. Alright. So you should swap a plus Agi enchant main hand when Crusader procs. Are you guys drunk? Saucy Pup, are you trying to troll me? Who told you to start weapon swapping mid-Crusader proc? Where did you get that conclusion? You have to be trolling. That's a good troll, man. That's actually pretty funny. That was actually pretty funny. That was the most absurd thing I've ever seen. Quick little potion here. Hold on. Keep it together, dude. Oh. Oh. Save me. I'm like 99% sure I'd be dead right now if I didn't run away. All right, let's see if we got any band-aids in here. Well, nothing to make. Oh, yo, dude. How do I have threat? What? Okay, we wiped. We wiped a domo. Unlucky, dude. Bad RNG. Bad RNG, man. All right. Why is your damage so low, Zatar? Kang, I am PvP spec. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm second on damage right now. I changed my name. I changed my name to Horde here. You see nickname Horde. I'm actually second on damage. I just changed my nickname. Like not even trolling right here. This says Horde. Nickname. Hope you stocked up on toilet paper because I'm wiping a lot. That's a good one. Those priests are insane shadow damage. Cool, man. All right. Scrolling up. If your swords plus Crusader, main hand, agility, offhand. If your sword, Crusader, main hand, agility, offhand. That's it, basically. Max, a lot of people were telling me to use Crusader on the offhand when I was playing my sword rogue. Like, no troll. No troll. I was asking, like 90% of people think Crusader is better for sword offhand. I don't know, man. That's why it's just so close. I understand that you're typing these things, and as much as I would like to believe what you're saying, in 2 days someone else is going to type the same thing except for Crusader. And that's the thing about Classic. A lot of people are guessing. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people are relying on like Sims. And so we can say a lot of these things, but we don't actually know if any of them are right. So that's kind of just how Classic works. So it's not that I don't believe you. It's that other people have said the exact same thing you have, except the other way. A percentage-based multiplier. Striking is better for daggers and not swords. But daggers is always striking due to backstab. Yeah. All right. Why did you change your name? Salt, son of Tamriel? Why would I change my name because of Salt? I changed my name for the memes. All right. But anyway, I really don't feel like talking about Crusader versus Agility more. The TLDR, it's very, very close. Pick what you want. Pick what you want. Don't respec. They're very, very close. There's hardly any difference. For main hand, don't put agility. But for Crusader agility and offhand, it's very close. Pick what you want. Pick which color you think's cooler. Just do what you want, man. It's so close. And if you want to make life really easy so you don't have to worry about any procs, just go agility. If you want to maybe try and min-max, try and look for opportunities to gain more damage, maybe try Crusader on the offhand. Those are just ideas to change the way, based on your play, that you can make a decision. Oh, did everyone run back? I didn't realize we were running back. It is unfortunate that we're running back and re-clearing. All right. I saw a lot of rogues use 2 Crusaders, and they convinced me it's good, so you did it, and they do sometimes proc at the same time. Is that like okay, or yeah, dude, you're fine. That's fine. 2 Crusader is the best for sword, tied with Crusader on the main hand, agility on the offhand. So that's fine. If you're dagger, a lot of people like striking on the main hand, but Crusader on the main hand is also good. Okay. All right. Hopefully we're happy. Hopefully we're happy, guys. All right. Is there anything in the chat besides Crusader versus striking? Or I mean Crusader versus agi? Right, well, you are daggers. Well, a lot of people like striking better, Galen, but double Crusader is fine too. Sinister Strike with daggers increases the chance Crusader procs as well. No, nobody is Sinister Striking with daggers, but okay. All right. Not better. It's very situational. It's only better too. Okay. Here we go. People are still talking about enchants. Can we move on to something else? I feel like everyone knows the answer, right? It's actually kind of funny. People are, I'm kind of tilted. It's been like 20 minutes. Sinister Strike with daggers and solo clearing. That is a true statement. When you are solo clearing, you're going to get a lot of procs, but you're not going to get as many as a sword rogue because your dagger's too fast. It's like even if I had Crusader on my Purd, like yeah, I would get more procs than if it were in the offhand, but because it's 1.8 speed, I'm going to get a lot less procs than a sword would. It's all minimal, min-max, not stuff that, yeah, none of it matters. That's the point. Like, we're all talking about, like, very, very small differences. They're very close. Pick what you want. Pick the color that's cooler. None of this matters. What items do I need from MC? Helgi? I would use a blaster shot launcher in PvP. However, I'm not even convinced that that's best. We didn't get a conclusion. Remember you got tilted to a Painweaver over Tarnished Elven? Yeah, some dude was trolling. And they were just like, Painweaver band is better than Tarnished Elven Ring, according to my spreadsheet. And I was just getting tilted. Because that's like my pet peeve is when people just say like, oh my gosh, guys, I'm almost out of gold. I just spent 3 gold 70 on repairs. This is bad. People just like have these rando spreadsheets and then they tell me stuff that's obviously wrong. And then it's like, but we can do the math. Your spreadsheet's wrong. We can do the calculation. Tarnished Elven Ring is 0.5% crit. Oh my gosh, why? Galen, there's something called proc per minute. And proc per minute's the answer to the question. So essentially what proc per minute means, Galen, is despite the attack speed of a weapon, it's going to have the same number of procs. So let's take a really basic example. Let's say we have a fake enchant called, we won't even give it a name. We have some mythical fake enchant. And that fake enchant has a 10% chance to proc on a 3.0 speed weapon. The 1.5 speed weapon is going to have a 5% chance to proc in a proc per minute situation. So regardless of the attack speed, it's going to attack twice as fast, but proc half as much. So that over time, proc per minute has no relevance on how fast you hit, just on how many procs you'll get in a given minute based on hitting, basically. So TLDR, proc per minute, means despite the speed, you're going to get the same number of procs. However, based on how that calculation I just explained to you, the slower 3.0 speed weapon has a 10% chance. That also applies to your abilities. So when you press stuff like Sinister Strike, it applies the 10% chance. So if you have a really slow weapon, not only does it have a higher percent chance per hit, but it also will count for your abilities. So that's where you gain more procs with slower weapons. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully proc per minute everyone understands. Oh boy. Zatar, your spreadsheet says Black Amnesty is BIS. True. Threat, man. OP. That's funny too, Cloudy, because a lot of people say that. They never say they never like come in and calm and are like, hey man, I read a spreadsheet that said Tarnished Elven Ring is better. Or Painweaver is better than Tarnished Elven Ring. They always have to come at it like, do you even know what you're talking about? Are you just making this stuff up? Why are you lying to everyone? Painweaver band is better. And it's like, oh my gosh. Holy. Hey, yo, Zatar, how old are you? Frank Wondu, turning 13 tomorrow. All right. It's going to be exciting to finally not say turning 13 tomorrow and actually be 13. Painweaver band off spec is better for Warrior. Yeah, Warriors are good. Hey, we're back. All right, we made it back. I have one more poison, man. We have to use everything. Oh, wait, I have 4 minutes still. We're good. Okay. Oh, I think we're going to down the boss. How's the corrupt Loot Council treating you tonight? Mr. Gustavo, I'm currently in the preliminary phases of what we call the corrupt Loot Council. So you can't be corrupt from day one. As we have explained, if you're corrupt from day one, everyone's going to know that you're corrupt. So this is like in those TV shows where like, oh, there's a spy inside of the agency, or there's a rat. You know, you don't just join the agency one day in and start snitching a bunch of secrets, and it'd be super obvious. Like, I wonder who we just hired the day everything just got stolen, right? All the secrets. So what you got to do is you have to gain trust, right? That's step one. You can choose how long you want your con to be. I could be corrupt loot council. I could be non-corrupt all the way until Naxxramas, and then pull out my loot council corruption just for one item. I could just pull out the loot council corruption when I really want it for Claw of the Frostworm. Or I could pull it out a little sooner. Who knows? Maybe we're planning on cashing it. This is a hypothetical. Maybe we're going for Death Sting. Maybe. Hypothetically. Maybe. Just as a hypothetical. I'm stuck on the ground. Just throwing out random suggestions, guys. This is just, none of this is based in fact. This is all just what we call conjecture. Just theoreticals, right? We're just throwing stuff out there, all right? That would hypothetically be a good item to use my loot council corruption on. I should go fist combat spec. I would use that fist weapon in PvP. It's the best in slot offhand in PvP. Phase 6. Well, assuming you don't have a Thunder Fury. Go 2 points in fist weapon, 3 in sword. Claw the Black Drake for a sword offhand. I'm pretty sure you're trolling, right, Max? I'm pretty sure the play is not to split the weapons. Please tell me you're trolling. Was thinking for PvP. Yeah, that offhand is sick in PvP. Whew, we're live. Which offhand? I just showed it, but I can show it again. I need to not attack into the damage shield when we're really struggling with damage. Alright, so I'm not attacking into the damage shield when heals are a little low. I guess we're killing this. Alright. Let us kill some things. Hold on. Hold on, guys. We gotta focus on our damage. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Quick pot. Guys? Alright, I pulled out a Thistle Tea. Ah! I didn't get a dodge, dude. Top 3 DPS, dude. Not even a big deal. Top 3 DPS. No big deal. Just kind of a baller. No big deal. PvP specs still top 3. Not even trying, dude. Alright, hold on. We're looking at chat. Anything in chat? What are the mages doing magic shield to let them... Yeah, the mages sometimes get hit by stuff. It's okay, though. It's hard to not frostbolt yourself. Alright, do we know what the loot is yet? We still don't know what the loot is. I'm using tier 1 shoulders still. Okay. You just changed your name. I just changed my name. Yeah. I would never do something like change my name. But this is me, man. I'm number 3. No troll. Just like I was number 1 the last boss. Alright, I'm scrolling up. Do we have any... Alright, we can show the weapon, guys. We can show the weapon. This thing is sick. This is where our corrupt loot council is going, guy. If anyone asks where the corrupt loot council is going, it's for 2 items. I want the claw of the frostworm. All right, you see this item? This is a cool item. Let's go over why this item is cool. It hits really, really hard. If you look at all of the daggers in the Naxxramas, uh-oh, we're done. That's all the daggers in the Naxxramas. There's 1. So when you realize, uh-oh, there's only 1 dagger in Naxxramas, what are we going to do in our offhand? And you go, oh, I guess we use 2 King's Fall, right? Uh-oh, it's unique. Now you're starting to panic. Now you're starting to get a little unnerved. What are you going to do? No, there's another dagger. Is it like some healing dagger? We can go look it up. It's some like terrible dagger, isn't it? Hold on, we'll go look at the dagger. We're getting fact checked. 1 hand, dagger, phase 6. My Axnis Fang. Okay, this thing sucks. All right, let's pull up my Axnis Fang. My bad. You can use my Axnis Fang. It does 7 less DPS, 6 less DPS than the offhand we just looked at. So you could use my Axnis Claw. It is 0.3 speed slower and 6 DPS less. My bad. My bad. You could have my Axnis Fang. MB. MB. But hopefully this demonstrates that this thing is like much worse. Especially in a PvP environment where you want a fast offhand. Then Claw the Frostworm. So I want a correction. Thank you guys for the correction. There are 2 daggers, but the second one is kind of the not the best. All right, there was a cauterizing band. Check my axe in the trash. There are 3. I mean, I can check, but I think it's really bad, isn't it? Nax, trash, Harbinger. This thing does 65 damage too. So MB, I missed 2 daggers. I missed 2 daggers. This thing is 6 less DPS. I'm still taking this, but you know what? You guys are right. There are 3 daggers. There are 3. Let's revise our statement so it is much more accurate. All right. We are not panicking when we see that there are only 1 dagger, because there are 3. There is 1 really good dagger, and there are 2 kind of meh daggers by comparison to the DPS of the high-end items. So let's full correction. Full correction. Claw the Frostworm is going to be, besides Thunder Fury, which it might even be better than Thunder Fury, to be honest. Besides Thunder Fury, is going to be your best in slot offhand in PvP as a dagger rogue. That's why I want this thing. And the other options are a little underwhelming. However, it's not really that bad, right? Like this trash dagger is not that bad, right? And the reason I forgot that these daggers existed is because if you go look at the best daggers, they're not even close to the top. So if you like look at like the 5 best daggers in the game, like my Axnis Fang is like the 5th best dagger. They're rank 2 daggers, and then you've also got Death Sting. So it's just way down there. So yeah. I am clueless. You know what, Pleb OCE? I will acknowledge that my Naxxramas knowledge is not that good. I will acknowledge that. However, Sapphiron drops this thing, and I want it. All right, that's all I know in my heart, man. I want this thing because it's really good. But if you already loot counsel yourself Death Sting, then wouldn't you just use that in your offhand once you loot counsel yourself a King's Fall? Hand Puppets in PvE, I would use the Death Sting, but in PvP, I would not. In PvP, I would want this because weapon skill sucks. Can you repeat it? I am stoned. What did you want me to repeat? TLDR, there's 3 daggers in here in the Naxxramases. 2 of them are decent, but not nearly as good as Frostworm for PvP. Okay. All right. People underestimate how long it's going to take to get from Cthulhu to KT. The Naxxrami, yeah. So this thing, I want it for the PvPs. All right, are we good? We happy? We've put our corrections into place. The King's Fall drop rate is not great. You see, this is hand puppets. I just have no idea. If the like this add-on tells me that the drop rate for King's Fall is 22%. Is it actually 22%? The world may never know. Because you just told me the drop rate's not good. It says 22%, which would be very good. But I don't know that, like, I just have no clue what the correct drop rates are. But yeah, that's why you save up your Loot Council Corruption for Death Sting, man. Let's be honest. You're never killing anything past Cthulhu with this circus. Cloudy, I mean, I think it's just hilarious. I genuinely think it's hilarious that people actually think Classic is hard. And they actually think that the further you get into it, it's going to get harder and harder. I don't know, dude. I just don't understand how the game could be hard when there's so little mechanical skill. Like, you could put an 80... You could tell me, okay, dude, your main tank is 85 years old, and there's a chance he could just, like, stroke out and die mid-pull, and he can only press one button every 2 seconds. And I'd be like, you know what, dude, we can still clear. Like, if we had an entire guild of, like, 80-year-old grandpas and grandmas, I would not be surprised for a guild like that to fully clear everything. Like, there's just no mechanical skill required. Says Classic's easy. Wipes on Gar and Domo. Chernobyl? That is a fair point. I'm not saying it wouldn't take us a lot of wipes to kill the Naxxramas stuff, but we'd get it down. You're wiping an MC, man. Joe Kim? Happens to the best of us. Corehound 2 dropped, question mark? I'm pretty sure it didn't. If Corehound 2 did drop, I was not really paying attention. Definitely didn't drop. Put it this way. You get 250 main red hands before you got a King's Fall. I don't know about that, man. We'll see when it comes out. It could be possible that it's a terrible drop rate. This add-on tells me 22%. I don't know what to believe. Guild will break before you power through AQ40. See, this is what you guys don't understand. You guys see a guild that occasionally wipes, right? Occasionally wipes. And you think, wow, that guild's not going to last. You think wiping breaks up guilds? No, that's not what breaks up guilds. What breaks up guilds is Loot Council incidents, Loot Council corruption, now that we bring it up, right? That breaks up guilds, bad leadership, and just overall just a guild of just unfriendly, people that are just really tryharding. That's what breaks up guilds, is people that are really selfish. Sorry, do you mind if I ask what the best offhand rogue weapon was again? You know what, Wolfgang? I see the smiley face. I know you're trolling, but I just want to look at it one more time, man. I just want to look at it one more time. Let's just look at it. Oh, my gosh. Wow. And we're going to use our Loot Council corruption so that we eventually get one of these. Fireball. So that we can actually have fist weapons of destiny. So we are going to look like this one day. Mark my words. And we're also going to look like this. I'm going to imagine just chopping dudes up. Looking like this. All right. Okay. Oh, we went the wrong thing. Boom. I'm going to be chopping people up. Come on, dude. You're afraid of me. Let's be real. You're shaking in your boots. Holy. Are you guys starting to get concerned? Actually going to be insane. Captain Hook, I'm telling you, I'll be popping off. Best thing off Cthulhu is actually Bis Forever for Dagger Rogue. Wooden chair? Not in PvP, baby. Not in the PvP. And you can still put it in the offhand. I'm pretty sure Death Sting offhand is not going to be better than King's Fall main hand. So I have never played in a version of WoW in which I had the option to choose between King's Fall and Death Sting. So I'm not going to make a statement. on that at the moment. However, King's Fall is going to be best in slot PvP. So, easy D. Would it be better to get Death Sting and take mechs? What? I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm sorry. Or we save up our combo points. We're about to run out. Melee out. Guess we run out. We still do the melee out. We had to turn on our gamer voice there for a second. I hope you guys don't mind. Well, I guess all the DPS is in. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Oh, I should look at the chat if I miss it. All right, what do you think about the ZG sword set? The problem is the main hand sucks. The offhand ZG sword's pretty good. Uh-oh. Melee out. All right, we're just so dead here, dude. Wrath of Rag. I'm so dead, man. Save our ship. Save our ship. Bandage, dude? You think I bring bandages to Molten Core, dude? You think I bring bandages to Molten Core? Who do you think I am? And you're going to tell me that I should have just bought Rune Cloth off the auction house? And I'm about to introduce you to my gold count, man. To anyone telling me I should have just bought Rune Cloth off the AH, take a quick peek at the gold, and keep in mind that we've killed 7 Molten Core bosses. What? How many are there in here? Is it 8 or 9? I don't remember. We've killed a bunch of Molten Core bosses, so I got gold from them. So, mail out. Yep. There's Wrath. And we're back in, dude. Alright, we're probably not going to die if we press Blood Fury, right? Probably good. Hey. Woohoo! Tank prio, boys. Tank prio. That's what I like to see. Let's go, dude. I could use one for my offhand. Let's go, dude. Yep. I could use one. What? They didn't give it to me, dude. I was going to dual wield. I was going to dual wield, dude. I was going to use the unique exploit. Aw, man. Disappointing, man. Disappointment. Yeah, I was going to get a second perdition, so I had a different enchant, so I could swap them out. That's a good, yeah, so like having Crusader on a different purge so I could swap them in and out. Who did they give it to? They gave it to some other rogue. Kind of not. We'll save up. Yeah, don't worry, guys. We're saving up the Loot Council corruption for later. Don't worry. We'll cash it in later. Misplaced servo from trash and Claw of the Frostworm. Imagine the hemo. See, but that's the thing. That's the thing. I can hype it up too. Oh, the rogue is asking if he puts the purd in the offhand because of the striking. Should we tell him that he puts the purd in the offhand because he already has striking on his Corehound Tooth? I think we should to save his enchant. All right, you put it in offhand. Don't change enchants. Okay, here we go. Get Shadow Song Sorrow. Yeah, is that the name of the dagger? Someone asked me about the ZG sword set. TLDR, main hand sucks, offhand's good. If you just have the offhand, it's pretty good. If you use the main hand, it just doesn't do enough damage. It's better than like, you know, nothing. It's probably going to be around pre-raid bis level damage, I would guess. But because the sword skill's good, but you lose so much main hand damage. But yeah. Misplaced servo, very good for PvP, yeah. So that's the thing. If I get the other thing, right? If I get the master one-hander, right? If I get this bad boy, we can also, like, because I was talking about having the Fire Maul weapon, because I don't think I'd get prioed this. Like, I don't have that much loot council corruption, guys, to actually get this as well. But we could do, and I wanted to do the fist weapon meme dream. But if we really wanted, we could like servo main hand and claw offhand and whack some people too. That'd be cool. Or we could dual wield servos and just mace meme dream. But, you know. All right, guys. I think that's it for me today. Thank you guys for watching. We popped off in Molten Core. Hopefully you guys learned how to do loot council corruption. We showed you what the goals are. You need to think long term, right? So like how short-sighted it would be for me to like take, who cares about DFT, man? Do you think anyone actually cares about DFT? Lol. Imagine caring about DFT. If you die to someone in PvP, you're just like, oh, dude, that guy just wrecked me. He must have had DFT. Like, no one's going to say that. But when they see me with my Nax Ramus weapons, and they say, oh my, I just got destroyed by a dude with King's Fall Claw the Frostworm, they're going to be shaking. And even before that, when AQ comes out, these guys get death stinged out of their mind. I mean, they're going to be like, this dude had a death sting. You think anyone's going to care about some garbage DFT? To be honest, I'm thinking of passing on DFT. Thoughts? Thoughts on just passing DFT? I don't think I even care about the item. What is it going to do for me? I'm going to unequip it in PvP. I think I'm going to just pass on DFT. I'm really honestly like screwing myself over, to be honest, in terms of loot. But it's all long-term for the loot council corruption, right? I don't think I care about DFT. Death Sting is super hard to get. That's why, Galen, it's a low drop rate. That's why it's important to use your loot council corruption to ensure you get the first one. All right. Is there anything else in the chat? You think you can actually clear Nax? Yes, I do. XD. I mean, we said that earlier, but I'm not joking when I say that, like, if my entire guild was full of 80-year-old grandpas, that I think we could clear Nax. Like, it's just, there's too few mechanics in the game for Classic to be hard. Like, ask yourself this. Genuinely ask yourself this. Is there a single thing that you could tell someone to do in Classic that you could not explain to them? A single thing. You could explain how to tank Firemaw to literally anyone. That's the most complicated thing in the game right now. You could explain, like, because the game is so simple, I don't think there's any boss, any fight, any mechanic that you couldn't explain to literally anyone. You know what I just don't understand how any of the content could be hard. There's no mechanical skill involved in anything. Disregard DFT, acquire Netherian's tier. Oh, true. We could get tier for the spell power. We could go tier for the spell power. True, the spell power daggers. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you want to help me out, you could follow on Twitch. Those of you on YouTube or Twitch, I guess. You could follow me. Link in the description on YouTube to the Twitch. Link above my head if you want to help me out. Twitch also has better graphics than YouTube. YouTube throttles a lot. Let's see. I'll clear up the questions in chat. I'm just saying, you know, I'm self-promoing before everyone leaves, but I'll see if there's anyone else asking anything. Nobody is saying it that hard. Your groups of misfits won't do it, though. Joakim, let me give you an example, Joakim. When you say no one is saying it hard, but your group of misfits won't do it, I mean, we 34-man Blackwing Lair this week. I'm pretty sure it's going to be easier to 40-man AQ than to 34-man Blackwing Lair. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's false. Again, I haven't played these expansions. This is my guess. I just can't fathom a world in which the game could be hard because the mechanics are so simple. Right? I want to stress that I did not play in original vanilla. I did not raid. AQ is harder than Blackwing Lair. I agree with that statement. Oh, thanks for the follow, Galen. I reckon running around Thunderbluff means you're hopping off in a bit, gamer, so you'll leave now. Yeah, I'm taking off here. I'm just scrolling up in chat, seeing if anyone had anything. Do you think you can actually clear Nax? Yes, I genuinely think Nax is like... I'm not saying we would clear it fast as everyone else, but yes, we would clear Nax. That's the thing. You have multiple days to do the content. So if you don't think a casual guild, when Nax comes out, that's AQ geared, just goes, oh, we've got Wednesday, we've got Friday, we've got Saturday to clear Nax, you really don't think they can get it done? Every single boss you kill, you're getting closer and closer. So like 1 week, you might struggle with 1/4. Okay, it takes us a couple weeks to full clear. But by the time you're like, okay, we got the one thing about WoW players, if you kill the content once, it's just on farm. It's easy. Now, I realize I say that and we're wiping to MC, but my better example is that Blackwing Lair, it took us a little while to get it under control, but last week, we 8 out of 8 with 34 people. We wiped once on Nefarian. Everything else was easy. Easy. But if you would have asked 2 weeks ago, if you were in chat, you would have seen us wiping constantly in Blackwing Lair. We were stuck on Firemaw, but we went from stuck on Firemaw to instantly 8 out of 8 easy mode. And it was just because, I mean, at this point, we probably would have not one shot, but probably would have killed everything day one if we had 40 people from the get-go. But being undermanned and having to pug people slowed us down. But still, the point being, once Classic players do a fight once, because there's so few mechanics, they just get it. And it just goes on farm so quickly. Yeah, I that is a good argument that Blackwing Lair and stuff wasn't tuned for 112. But the thing is, because there's so little mechanical skill required, right? Worst case scenario, you just use consumes to cover up. Like, I mean, worst case scenario, if you're struggling with bosses, you just over-consume like most guilds will do, and you'll just make it easy. You should farm gold. I'm going to go to sleep. It's actually going to be interesting to see if AQ Nax are hard. Oh, someone asked a question. I want to answer their question. Someone asked if I was actually going to unequip DFT in PvP. They said, why would you unequip DFT in PvP? Hand puppets. The reason is, like, let's say I'm about to fight a warlock. If I'm fighting a warlock, Shadow Reflector and Trinket are going to be infinitely better than any DFT damage. Those are irrelevant, right? They don't do anything. Okay, let's say we're fighting an enemy where I can use Death Ray. Death Ray is going to do more damage than DFT. Let's say I'm fighting something I'm worried about that's going to kite me. Net is going to get me closer to them. It's going to increase my damage way more than DFT. Even Peasant Caller is going to do more damage than DFT. The only time DFT would actually be good in PvP is if it was the difference between me being hit chance or not, like soft capped. But the problem is, if you rely and build your gear so that DFT is part of your hit required to hit soft cap, that means you're not able to use 2 utility trinkets, 2 active trinkets. And that's just not good set design. You don't want to build your gear set so that you rely on the DFT gear. Now, you could have macros and stuff to swap so that, like, let's say, there's situations where I use a Black Hand's Breath. It's mainly when I'm lazy and don't feel like trinket swapping. But there's a hypothetical time when I'll pull out a Black Hand Breath. That could be a DFT, and I could have like a item rack to, a second I put in DFT, swap out, hit somewhere else, and replace it with something. But unless I do that, the DFT hit doesn't really do anything in PvP unless it's the difference between you being hit soft capped at 5% or 6%. Some people like 6% so that you avoid defense. So that's the reason why like DFT is just not very good in PvP. And I'm thinking about just passing it. Not Hodge. Hand of Justice is not as good in PvP. There's a lot of reasons. Number one, you're not going to be having Slice and Dice up. Slice and Dice gives you more attacks, more chance of proccing Hodge. Number two, I mean, Hodge is good for burst. I mean, you could just press it and hope you get lucky. But when you're using abilities, like Hand of Justice does not scale with your abilities very much, whereas Black Hand Breath does. So if I'm ambushing, if I'm backstabbing, Black Hand Breath's going to increase my damage. A lot of my damage is going to come from backstab and ambush in PvP, whereas, like, is Hodge, or my auto attacks really doing that much damage? Not really. Hodge is bad for daggers confirmed, well, especially in PvP. Hit soft cap affects PvP. Yep, you need 5% hit to never miss your abilities in PvP. By never miss, I mean literally miss. They can still be dodged. And then you also can go with 6% hit to avoid defense. That's just something somebody told me to do as a suggestion. I think there's going to be a time, like, is there ever going to be a time when warriors stop having defense? The concern is that if warriors are using like tier 2 head and stuff like that, and like tier 1 shoulders, They're going to have a little bit of defense, and that could count against some of your hit. And you could occasionally miss against a warrior. So like if they have Pauldrons of Might, you might want like 6% hit. But yeah. Did that Madman put +5? Yeah, look. He's got +5 on his Purd. He's got Agi on his Corehound Tooth. He got there, man. What about weapon skill? Weapon skill useless in PvP. Warriors are going to use 2.5 at AQ 40 patch. That gives defense. Okay, Dexa. Yeah, thanks. I don't really know the warrior stuff. So it looks like you're going to use 6% for a while. Yeah, did we miss anything in chat? Scrolling up. Not consistent enough to be worth it. Yeah, that's the thing with Hodge. It's just like you could. Actually, let me see. Raid info. I'm still locked on you. Okay. I guess you weren't thinking about how often you're using NG trinkets. That's the thing. So like if I take a DFT and I'm focused on PvP, like it's just awkward. So like I honestly, as of today, I still haven't told anyone that I'm going to pass on DFT in like the guild. I still have myself marked to get the second one that are going to rogues. But if it were to drop today in front of me, I think I would pass, man. I don't think I want a DFT. I don't know if that's something I would regret. I don't know if this is the problem I have. It's not fair to me to not give myself DFT. I'm not taking any loot. Right now in Blackwing Lair, I don't get anything except PvP items. This is by choice. I don't want any of the non-PvP gear. I've decided to start focusing on PvP. I think that's something that's more exciting to me. Getting a % upgrade doesn't really mean a lot to me. It does for a lot of the other rogues. So I've decided like Bloodfang shoulders, I get them last. Every piece of Bloodfang I get last. Dragonhide shoulders, I would get first that go to the rogues. And like the Nefarian ring, I would get this first. So once I get like the PvP stuff, I'm not really going to have that many stuff to get. I'm going to be last for almost everything. But like I don't really care. If you're strictly a PvE player, DFT would be a lot harder. Yeah, and my more focus right now at the moment, even though I'm still going to end up doing a lot of PvE, to me, the PvE is for PvP. The goal of raiding is to gear up for PvP. That's my thinking. That's my logic. So to me, at this point in time, I would, if it were in front of me today, I would pass on the DFT. And the only thing that's in the back of my mind is that I do think, based on how the loot is getting distributed, that it's unfair to me. So it would make more sense to give myself one of the more early DFTs to make up for the fact that I'm basically getting nothing. But like, who cares? I'm the only one who would care that I'm getting like unfairly geared, and I'm not going to use the DFT as much as someone else would. So like, honestly, I'm planning to pass the DFT. We'll see if I have a change of heart. The problem is, like, literally all I want is, like, I don't care about loot. I don't care about really any particular item. I do want to get, except for some of these items, except Death Sting, except King's Fall. I don't think anyone actually cares. Like, I mean, I'm talking about the Naxxramas offhand. Like, this thing is like the next coming, but I don't think anyone actually is going to want this as much as I would, right? The Swordies aren't going to care. The Daggers aren't going to care. The Warriors aren't going to care, probably. So maybe the Warriors would care. I don't know. But really, the Daggers. Isn't the tier 2 set BIS for PvP? No. Most pieces? Nah. The problem enemy 221, you could use a 3 set, but the tier 1 bonus gives you energy. And the problem is that energy increases your damage by a lot, and you know, while the tier 2 gear is going to give you more damage, the energy gives you just, you can actually look at when you're fighting one dude, and let's say the fights are pretty short in PvP unless you're in a long duel, right? That 10 energy, every time you start a fight, every time you try and burst someone, it's the difference between an extra eviscerate and extra backstab, and that's just way more damage than any number of items could give at this point in the game. Now you're going to get 2 different set bonuses later in the game that are going to be really strong. So when you have later set bonuses, like let's see, collections, like the good example is Bone Scythe. Like some of these set bonuses are so strong, you're like, okay, that's going to be better than 10 energy, right? Because you're actually gaining like 5 energy on crits for backstab. That's insane. But right now, like let's look at the gear, right? Because I actually have like a best in slot rogue BIS gear, right? PvP gear. We could have, let's look between Bloodfang chest, and Night Slayer chest. Night Slayer chest has 3 more stamina. Night Slayer chest has 2 more agility. Night Slayer chest has 2 less strength. And then Night Slayer chest has less hit. Well, if hit's not really that big of a deal in PvP, we start to realize, oh, these chests are almost as good as each other. There's not that really that big of a difference. And you say, okay, now we'll look at the wrists. Well, the wrists do have a lot more stamina than the Bloodfang bracers. So while these have hit and more agility, I would say the Bloodfang bracers are better. It's not that big of a deal. And you start to realize as you're going through the items, oh, okay, Night Slayer pants are just a little bit worse than Bloodfang. You lose a little agility, and you lose a little bit of stamina. Okay, that's not too bad. And then you go to Night Slayer belt, and you're like, okay, well, you lose a very small amount of stats. Not that big of a deal. And you start going through all the items, and you realize, okay, you lose a very small amount of stats on the Night Slayer chest, wrist, belt, legs. And head is a little more significant than the others. But you are going to be in a situation where it's like, okay, you actually are going to have barely any stats lost, and you get 10 extra energy. And 10 energy is a lot of damage. They are pretty close. Yeah, so you lose like minor amounts of attack power and like a little bit of crit. That's like going to change you from doing like 2,000 damage to some dude to like 2,050 or something. However, if you had 10 more energy, you could have pressed Eviscerate sooner and done like 1,000 more damage. Like, it's just such a big difference. Oh, are you guys still talking about enchants, dude? Holy. Anyway, but yeah, 5 out of 8 tier 1, 3 out of 8 tier 2 is better. Yeah, and 3 out of 8 tier 2, honestly, I'm not really sold on tier 2 3 set. I'm not really that high on it. I know a lot of people are. I know a lot of people really like the increased chance to apply poisons, but I'm really not that high on the 5% increased chance to apply poisons. And I would rather, to be honest, I think I'd almost rather have taut Dragonhide shoulders. To be completely honest. I mean, we'll see. We'll get to a point where I'll probably be switching between the two. But like, if we go to Blackwing Lair, like look at these 2 items. Like we could use Bloodfang shoulders, or we could use these giant whoppers. 17 stamina, or we could use 30 stamina. Like these things are just like huge. So me personally, I'm not sold on the 5 poisons yet. Maybe at the end of the day, I'll end up using 3 out of 8, 5 out of 8. But right now, I'm thinking I'm going to go 5 out of 8 and then scattered 3 items. I also like having the Boots of Shadow Flame, and you can't go 3 out of 8 and 5 out of 8. The Boots of the Shadow Flame are nice because they help you get your hit, but you could just use like Bloodfang chest instead as part of the 3 out of 8 set. I mean, that's a fair counterpoint to get your hit. Yeah, if you get to 120 energy, which you love, yeah. All this rogue talk, but isn't it confirmed with Zatar's re-rolling warrior? It is true. I do have a 25 rogue. What is the best PvP gear for Hemo? It's pretty much the same, Joyride. It's 5 out of 8 tier 1, and then the remaining 3 out of 8 can go... Well, okay, I'll give you this. Some people like full Bloodfang. So I'm gonna tell you a lot of sword rogues are going to already have Bloodfang because they're rating as swords, and they like it for PvP too. So Bloodfang is pretty full tier 2. Bloodfang's pretty good for Hemo as well. However, if it were me, I'd probably still go with Night Slayer. I like the 10 energy. Some people come up to me in chat and tell me 10 energy is useless. They don't like it. Right? Me personally, I notice the 10 energy. I understand the situations where I go down to like 0 energy or 5 energy. The enemy dies. And I was like 1 second away from dying or like getting CC'd. And, GG. 5 out of 8 tier 1 for Hemo is pretty nuts too. Hand Puppet, yeah, it is good. I just know there's a lot of rogues that like full tier 2 with Hemo as well. Please do more PvP, PvE BIS. Yeah, I'm planning Wolfgang to do the BIS stuff as the new content arrives. So I'll do it before ZF. And yeah, PvP gearing is very interesting. It's actually so much more interesting than raid gearing. PvP, honestly, gearing is kind of fun because everyone has a little different take on stamina. And you can actually go like full damage builds. You could also go tankier builds. Like there's actually options for you to do stuff like that. And like, so for example, I just told you that the taut Dragonhide are really good. What if you tell me, well, those suck because I'm going for a one shot or I'm going to die. And you have the opinion that as a rogue, if they're not dead, you're dead anyway, and that stamina is not very good. And it's like, well, I can't really argue with you. I could tell you that there's going to be a lot of situations where you live when you're low health, or you're able to stay alive, like barely, and win close fights because of stamina, and stamina is insane in PvP. But at the end of the day, if you wanted to do like a full glass cannon damage build, you could do that too. It just depends on what you want. So that's why it's kind of cool. And so that's why when we looked at 3 PvP ranged weapons, nobody can tell me the answer. Like, there's no consistent answer. I asked you guys, what is the best PvP weapon for ranged? Dragon Breath Hand Cannon, 14 Agi, 7 Stamina. Or Heart Striker, sorry. Or the gun from Molten Core, Blaster Shot, right? There's no consensus. Am I still clicking on the wrong dude? There's no consensus. Everyone is completely, yeah. Dragon Breath is best because it looks sweet. Yes, I want this one. Also, another thing no one is going to mention. Look at the speeds of the weapons. So Blaster Shot's 2.6. You've got what? This thing's 2.62, right? Yep. This one's 2.8. So if you're pulling out the gun for a last second to finish someone off, this one's actually the worst in terms of getting a quick shot off. However, it's the best in terms of if you're going to shoot one shot, it's going to do the most damage. But if that extra 0.2 seconds causes you to not get the shot off, it's the worst. Also keep in mind that I'm, to a relatively high degree of certainty, you're going to want either Dragon Breath Hand Cannon or the Heart Striker just because of damage. You are going to pull out your range shot every now and again, and they do hit harder than Blaster Shot. That's another thing to keep in mind. I'm doing insane damage in PvP with Heart Striker and a Quick Strike Ring. Nice, man. But yeah, Heart Striker hits hard. You said that Agi can be bad if you're crit cap, so why the AP bow? Or is that complete BS what you said? Galen, that's PvE. That's rating. There is no crit cap in PvP. In PvP, all your damage is coming from your abilities, and you're also not going to have as much hit. Don't even worry about crit cap in PvP. You're never going to have to worry about it. It's a rating thing. The hit cap's a rating thing. What if 5? There's no glancing blows in PvP, so you just don't even have to worry. What if 5 tier 1 3-piece high warlord gear for PvP? Flanderok, the thing with the warlord gear is just really good. So if you have warlord gear, you could go 3-piece for high warlord, 5-piece tier 1. You might even want to do more than, you might not even want tier 1 at that point because the warlord gear has so much stats. It just depends how much you like the 10 energy, right? It's just comes down to subjective. Yep, this is the right thing. Class sets. So, just up to you. Full warlord set is BIS for sure, lol. Yeah. I would say, if I had the full warlord set, that I believe I would be using the full 6 set. But who knows? Maybe I would really miss the 10 energy and not feel like the extra stats are doing enough. So, but I would lean towards saying that if you have the rank 13 gear, you probably are going to end up using that one. Learning so much rogue gear, 'tis awesome. Thanks. No problem, man. Last raid with full buffs, you were at 50% for crit. Rob, that's nothing, man. There is a guy named Shane in the YouTube chat. He hits 50% crit unbuffed. Full warlord set is 5k HP on a rogue. Well, you know, if you have the best in slot other items too, like neck and ring and stuff, yeah. 'Tis a lot of HP. You take Striker's Mark over most of that besides Dragon Breath? Are you talking about for looks? You could use a Striker's Mark so that you could swap out gear. I mean, it's not nothing. Like, let me see. Right, if you were to look at like PvP stats, ranged weapon, right, the difference between Striker's Mark and some of this stuff, like 27 versus like 51, that's a lot. That's a lot, man. With my stat weights, Striker's Mark's just terrible. but 24 attack power. And if you were to go like rings, if that was the difference between you using like a Ring of Reckoning and you using an Acura, like look, it's actually better to use Striker's Mark. And if that's going to be the difference between you, like, well, realistically, you're only going to, you wouldn't replace your Dragon Slayer ring, I guess. So, hopefully you get my point though, that like hypothetically, if the Striker's Mark would prevent you from doing a huge downgrade just to hit the hit, you might want to use a Striker's Mark, but I'll be just using, I could use Accurate over Dragon Slayer and get what the hit you need without having to do that. Endgame goal is to have everything, so yeah, it's kind of hard to have everything, but yeah. Okay, personally, if I was rank 13, I would use the NS5 set. If you're going to 31.8, yeah. If you're going the 120 energy build, yeah, it's really, really good. But yeah, I think that's it, guys, for today. I think I've answered everything. I'll be back tomorrow, I guess, with the Wrathy Basin. Hopefully this weekend, I think I'll continue some of the rogue videos, do some macros, and some good stuff. What should I pair with the macros? Have I talked about spell batching yet? I can't remember. I thought I did. I think I'll re-continue the PvP series now that Wrathy Basin's back, now that I'm playing more PvP. Wasn't really doing much PvP before, unfortunately, just because of how respecs were going. But get back into it. And so expect some PvP videos. And I think that's all I got for you today, guys. See ya. And boom, got him. Macros and PvP trinkets, etc. Yeah, I could talk about trinkets, Robert. That's a good idea. It gets a little matchup specific, but I could just mention like good trinkets to have. Although like everyone's gonna get raging at me. Like, do I really want to bring up Tidal Charm? I don't know if it's gonna be too try hard for most people. What are you gonna do now? I'm gonna go to sleep. It's really late, man. It's 9:45 p.m. I gotta go to sleep. But yeah. Anyways, see you guys. And